You all are very, very, very naughty. I hope you're proud of yourself, chat. Holy crap, we got like 13 people here. Damn. Damn. Lily, me, naughty? No. Well, you're goblin, so... Alright. Let me check with the players. Are you all ready? Is Malachi, are you prepared? Have you finished your preparations? I think you all have solid characters. Anyway, I'm on air and I'm just chatting to nobody in particular. So let's bring you in. No. You were. Yeah, they can hear you. Oh wait, no they can't. Now they can.
Hey, chat. Hey.
Honestly,
no.
I so thought you said horse simulator. I was like, that's not what we're doing. No, we're not going for horses.
Oh, a horse simulator. That sounds cool too, though. Just freaking playing a horse in Dungeons and Dragons. Just like not giving a shit about anything. Just horsing around. Hey!
Hi everyone.
Oh
say
my
hi.
god.
Alright, everybody say hi to chat.
Hi, chat.
Chat gay.
Chat's gay.
After that, it's found that I want you to hoof it.
Good evening, chat.
So, hello. Hi, chat gay. You're chat gay. So, this is exciting. I'm DMing again. It's been probably 3 years since I DM'd last. No, yeah, about 3 years. 2 years. I can't count. This is a very bad time to be a gremlin that can't count.
11T.
11. This is a wonderful, promising start. Thank you. I worked a whole 2 hours on this layout. Actually, probably more like an hour and a half.
I cannot see like the talking thing. Oh my god, this is awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. All right. Does anybody have music suggestions? I'll take music suggestions.
None that won't get you DMCA'd.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That's the issue.
I
I told you we need that service. We need to just pay for that stuff. I don't know.
Hold on.
Otherwise, I would have suggested the meme song that I put up in the Discord.
Minecraft music.
Admiral Lily suggests WoW ambient music.
I think that's DMCA-able, unfortunately. Technically, it shouldn't be because like streamers can play WoW and everything.
Be.
Probably we can go with gaming music. Like Skyrim would also be a suggestion.
I mean,
As Mal says, anything by Miracle of Sound also, he's repeatedly said that he doesn't do DMCA with his stuff.
Doesn't mean nobody else will.
I mean, true.
I mean, to be fair, usually sometimes in a D&D, I do like to pull up the Elder Scrolls soundtrack.
Yeah, I would just go with that.
But if you do that, you might invite glitches into the stream. Oh god.
Oh. Well, I am a gremlin, so I am known for glitchiness.
Like an hour or something into the session, you're encountering a horse that is halfway stuck inside a mountain.
How's the music?
How do we get up the mountain?
Sounds like a bad day for the horse.
Chat, how does the music sound?
Gay.
Can you make the music hearable for us as well somehow? Probably not. Maybe groovy?
I'd probably could do groovy.
Yeah, we don't have groovy on the server.
Okay.
We can do that next time.
We'll do it next
I got
time.
awesome I got awesome cabin music playing on my side. That's good.
All right. So, this is me. As you see, I'm carefully off hydrate, of course. This is the world I see, and I'm crafting 4 unique heroes. And I'm gonna throw them into a world of hurt, a world of adventure, a world of beauty. So, first things first, roll for initiative.
Oh, penis.
You going in like that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna change.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
How do you do it?
Just press on the initiative in the character sheet. You
Yeah.
can just press on the initiative thing.
Lily's just setting off Model Mod today.
Next, you go into your character sheet.
There we go.
Core. Yeah, you got it. Down.
And then I'll just need one from Ashlyn.
Sorry, you might have to point it out to me.
All right, you open your character sheet in the journal,
Yep.
top right. Then you press on core, like on character sheet itself, core, and then you press on the initiative text. Like it says initiative, you press on initiative. Like not on the number on top of it, but just on initiative itself.
And then you can also...
Where is the initiative? I'm on that. I'm on my
It's
sheet, but
above the current hit points. There's like current hit points, and above that
Oh.
is like armor class, initiative, speed, and you press
Yeah.
on the initiative thing.
You can also click the double window icon and you can pop it out. So if you want to have it on a separate,
Yeah, that's what I do.
Wahaha, you got the highest.
yeah, you're not Lee Carey. We just got started.
Hey, I won. I got number 1. That's the best.
That's true. This is true.
Yeah, like, don't worry, like, you're just getting them out there in the beginning.
Wait,
I
what?
think it's funny that I have a -1 initiative, but still rolled the highest.
How do you have a
So-
-1 initiative? Oh my god.
so that went through. Okay.
Yeah.
Very low dexterity.
Oh, I forgot one little thing. So like I said, we're just kind of going at it as we go here. So, because I forgot one small little minute detail.
The enemy.
The enemy.
We beat them all. We won.
Cue victory music.
There are no enemies.
I wanted to kind of get a map up here, so...
There's no enemies. Then, are we the bad guys?
Are we the baddies?
No, we're the horrors. What are you on about?
We're the horny horrors.
In Asterix, murders all of you.
Oh.
So this might look a little familiar to the players, but this is the region. This is the world of Londora. Our party comes from many walks of life, different areas in this region, some that aren't noted. But for some reason, I have 4 people coming to this small port town of Octun for fame, glory, riches, a new life. A lot of different people come here to seek out anything different from their norm. And what better way to have somebody come into this new town than right off a ship. So Nexi, as I understand, your character... Oop. Okay, making sure I'm on the right layer. You arrive. You are, if you don't see yourself, you are in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, I see it.
You see it. Oh, hang on. Let me copy the one that's actually on the start menu. because that has all your details. There you go. So Taylor, you arrive in harbor. You have expressed to your captain that you're not really one for the expedition life, that there's brighter horizons calling for you. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that's about right.
That's about right. It's just you're a little lean sick, so your captain, they say they wish you well. They're gonna miss you, and to be sure to write them. And next time that you do see them, make sure you tell them about all your all your tales, and that the next drinks are on you. So, you have free reign. What do you want to do?
Go to the pub drinking. Go to the pub drinking.
What time of the day is it?
I'd say it's about mid-morning. About 10 o'clock in the morning, you arrive. You've been at sail for about 2 months.
Well, first, I should obviously get something to eat.
Yeah, you hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Your captain has informed you that there is a lovely little tavern. And
I will obviously go there.
all right. They say it's. They say, well, you can just go to the Rusty Anchor. Just hop off the pier. Just go take a right down the main street, and it'll be right at the fountain there for it, or it'll be the building on the right to the fountain.
Should I like move the character or?
Yeah, you can move your character. Alright, and you go in. Alrighty. Let me just reveal. So, you step into. It's pretty decently decorated, well lit, well kept tavern. First thing you notice is the bar right in front. There's a human female sitting at the bar, and behind the bar is a elderly halfling. And also in the corner, you see a group of people. They also look like they are also seafarers and have stopped into port.
I sit down at the table in the corner to not draw attention.
Oh, okay. Well, you coming in does bring in some attention. At least a little bit of attention. The halfling behind the counter says, "Welcome in. Go ahead and take a seat wherever you want to," as he just watches you just make a beeline to the table in the corner.
Exactly.
Exactly. So he'll actually kind of hop down from his stool and scuttle over. And he says,
Oh.
"I don't think I've seen you around here. Who might you be?"
I introduce myself
Mm-hmm.
and say that I just got off the ship and I'm looking for something to eat.
Something to eat. All right. Well, I think I can fix your hankering there. Orn, by the way, my name, Orn Puddle, but everyone around here just calls me Old Mr. Puddle. So, we got a couple specials. Got a good seafood stew, pot roast going with some mash and tankards, changes available, or if you prefer your wine, we got that too. Import, export, got a port town, so get a lot of good selection of a lot of different things for you.
Well, I think I've had enough of fish for a while, so I'll take the roast and some wine.
All right. Just must be a little bit of a moment while I get your order to the chef, but I'll go ahead and get your wine.
Thank you very much.
Nexie, what are your character's pronouns?
Now that's a question, huh?
That is a question.
Just he, him.
He, him's okay? Okay. Alright, and you just see this stubby little halfling just kind of waddle his way back. And he says, "Hey Jim, give him the best roast you got." And he just kind of clambers around for a little bit. Okay. Meanwhile, over at the Western Gate, two companions traveling together make their way to the Western Gates of Octon. And just get their characters. Oh, dang it. Where do they end up? There they are.
Wait, you were traveling together?
What?
You threw our plans away!
What? What was your... I thought that was your plan.
That was not the plan.
Oh.
That
Well, then
was-
fine.
Thank you.
Then they're not. Then they're not traveling
Eat
together.
already.
Suddenly separated.
A young dragonborn comes up, very rustic looking. As she approaches the city, she is of the mountains far to the north, on a quest of her own. As you enter, you're stopped by a very dashing looking gentleman, who seems to be in very gilded armor, and he stops you. Steps in front of you and says, "Hi, welcome to Port City Octon. Just as a formality, state your business here."
As the man steps in front of her, Izunara still looking at the city, her eyes gazing over what this weird place might be. She shrieks back a little, completely like not used to men, just standing there and asking her things, and she's like completely like in her mind and everything, like where was it? Little mage hand appears, and a lot of papers are being pulled out of her paper box, like pulling out lots of things, and she's like, one second, I almost got it. Give me 1 second.
Oh my god.
Eventually, with the help of the mage hand that is fluttering around in the air and kind of spreads more of the papers on the ground than anything else, or picks them up again as Izunara spreads them on the ground. A note is being pulled out that says, or she's reading the note by herself, looking up and says, do you perhaps know of the Pit of Glimmers? Have you heard something about that? Maybe I'm kind of looking for that because of things.
He kind of looks at you quizzically, and he like twirls he's got like a very well kept twirled mustache. He just kind of plays with it, and he's like, Pit of Glimmers. I mean, as always been...
Maybe Stormglaive? Have you heard of some sort of Stormglaive? Yes, Stormglaive.
I'm sorry, miss. I mean, around here, the only pit's glimmer that I've heard of has been pirate treasure, but, I mean, that's been kind of on the decline lately, so, I mean, if you're off looking for old treasure, then Well, I'm sure there's probably some expedition teams that might suit your fancy if you're looking for, your share of bounty.
Huh. Expeditions, you say?
Aye. There's if you go down to the port, or you can always make friends at the tavern. That's where a lot of the folks come from from ships and port. So, yeah, if you like, I could take you there.
1 second, I'm like curious. Just because you have not mentioned your tribe. What kind of from what tribe are you?
We don't quite have a tribe here. You must be. You must not be quite used to the city life, Missy. But
oh, you don't have a. That's curious. She grabs one of the papers and scribbles heavy notes on there, like really sweat going down of her eyes a little bit, and she's like, okay, yeah, sure, I feel like maybe I should just ask around at the tribe people or non-tribe people. Yeah, that's if you can. I don't.
Well, I guess you could say we're a bit of a tribe. I mean, we got a community here for folks, but I mean,
can you repeat that? Like community.
Community.
She writes that down like very focused. Okay, got it. Community. Yeah, in that case, can you? Where is the gathering point of your community?
Well, a lot of folks gather around different places. I mean, this is a really big city, Missy, and you're just in the port residential or the port area. We got folks that live here up in the residential area. Some folks make shop around here.
Huh. Curious.
Anyway, well, if you need some help, we got guards all over the place. Just tell them that you can call me Damien Ergast, distinguished captain of the guard. As he twirls his mustache between his fingers.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Damien. Thank you.
Of course. Yes. If you'd like to get a bite to eat from your travels and a room and board, the Rusty Anchor is just down the street. It's a big building on your left. He looks behind you. Doesn't seem you have any horses, so if you do, we do have stables. But I am here to officially welcome you to Port City, Ogden.
Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead then and see if I can find things.
He takes a few steps back and lets you just kind of do your own thing, and just kind of smiles a little bit, shakes his head, and lets you be on your way. So, where are you going?
So, before anything of that happens, Isramara still needs to put some papers back into her binder and put everything together again. Her mage hand is still whooshing around, helping out. And eventually she just steps in, slowly, gracefully, looking around with heavy, huge eyes, gleaming with joy and surprise of what this strange place looks like. She never saw anything like this. And eventually she comes to the fountain. And she walks up to it quite fastly and is looking at it with a surprised and excited expression. That's something so absolutely, completely otherworldly for her that she can't stop herself from looking at it. And so she just stands there next to that fountain and looks at all the water doing its thing, playing around and what have you. Excitedly, like a little child, draws some little notes and just stands there.
Alright, so you're just hanging out on the bench?
Not on the bench, but standing there and so completely awestruck and drawing and yeah.
There is a nice statue. You know what? Yeah, there's actually in the center there is a statue of the god Mano.
that's cool. She's just looking at the fountain and the water, playing around and like scribbling and everything. And I think I'm gonna. She's just doing that for like.
She's just living her best life.
Yeah, no, just like looking at it and like drawing it down and being excited, and that's it. That's all she does. Like for 10, 30, she would do it for like 2 hours or so, unless someone might interrupt her as she does that.
All right. So, while you're doing that, the port city has another new visitor. All right. All right. In comes, it's Alana, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, a very, I wouldn't quite say primitive or craven, but a very well-kept, but yet very, what's a good word to describe Alana?
Was probably better kept in the past, but probably looks a little rugged. More recently, she was probably in places or doing things that weren't as finely kept as she might have otherwise been doing.
I see. So, it kind of sounds like she's been on the run?
Or traveling, moving around a lot, not being, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so as you approach, the same guard greets you as well. And he says, another new arrival. Just formality, state your business, and you'll be on your way.
Good afternoon. My name is Elena. I'm just stopping in. I haven't been to the town in a little while, and thought that I would see what there might be for food.
Oh, he actually does recognize you. He says, Elena, it's been, my gosh, many moons since we last saw you.
The outskirts do keep me busy.
Lots of adventure to be had in the outskirts, but anyway, well, you know, I'm pretty sure you know where a few things are, but if you need a reminder, there's been a few shops that have come and gone since you last left.
Fair enough. I see the ships have started to come in for the day as well.
Yeah, just a couple new crews coming in and a lot of friendly new faces, but yeah, that's you never see the same face, hardly see the same face twice in Octon.
That's always seemed to be the case, at least in the last few years that I've been here. Fair enough. Again, I suppose. Is the tavern at least the same, or have?
Old Mr. If one thing stays consistent, that's old Mr. Puddle. He ain't never gonna move.
Figured his legs might have grown to that stool. He stays on it so much.
he laughs a little bit. He's like, I'm gonna have to tell that to the other guys. So he says, and he's like, all right, well, I don't want to keep you up. Roads are always hard. I'm no stranger to them, but either way, you earned a little bit of rest. So go ahead and get your room and set up and enjoy the town.
Thank you very much. I'll let you get back to it, and I think with that, she'll probably move into the town center, and as she does, she'll briefly stop and notice that there is someone else standing nearby the fountain, she would probably glance over and, without overly paying any real attention to who it might be, kind of regards them before moving on her way into the tavern itself.
Just as a note, you will notice that he has a tail, which is very uncommon for Dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still like very excitedly, like her mage hand is also like taking notes, putting them into the binder as she like scribbles down more, and like very excitedly looking at the water, inspecting it, putting her hands into it, and like tasting a little bit. Very weird behavior.
Elena probably regards it as a little strange. Her eyes probably narrow at seeing some of the actions that the other person's taking, but shaking her head a little, she probably throws a light smirk before kind of making her way inside without giving too much overt attention, thinking it might be just a traveler or someone that may be a little touched. She moves inside the tavern after taking a second longer to regard the oddity of it.
All right. So as you take a seat, Mr. Puddle will acknowledge you. He says, "Hi, Ilana. I haven't seen you in quite a bit. Just give me a little sec," as he kind of hops off his stool and scuttles to the corner to where Taylor's at. And he will serve Taylor his meal and a bottle of wine. And he'll say, "Well, just give me a holler if you need anything else or another refill."
Taylor just nods at him silently.
Yeah. Okay. And then he'll just he'll shrug a little bit, and it's not the weirdest thing he's seen in his lifetime. He's 100 years after him. Alright, so he'll hop back up on a stool. And he'll kind of lean his elbows over and just look at you and be like, "So, what's new out there?"
The wilds are always busy. Most days have been quiet, but there have been the odd happenstance here and there. I really just stopped in because I hadn't visited the town in a while. That and I do miss the ale. So if it, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, I'd like to start with a bit of that. And it looks like you've got a few people already.
Yeah, his business is good, and it's been 2 blatant moons since I last saw you, and you never say hi or write to me, and you make this old man worry. But I'm surprised that you always say there's weird stuff going on here. So I heard some crews that go out and explore the wilds over by the river, and a lot of unrest. I'm just hoping you're not getting caught up into it. So you just be careful.
No, absolutely, I try to keep a good distance from most of the would-be travelers or explorers out there. Mostly keeping to myself. Hunting as needed, but no, I have seen the flicker of light and fire, and as people have made camps nearby, but haven't really gotten involved with much of it as much as I could say.
He just kind of shakes his head and tisk tisk tisk. He's like, "Well, someday you'll learn that you can't do everything on your own," so he'll kind of step down and go behind the counter and get your food ready. Meanwhile, our final new phrase has arrived.
Hello there.
General. Okay, I'm sorry.
A black dragonborn in garb arrives, and you're greeted by the same guard. And he just kind of looks over you once over, and he's like, "Ah, welcome. You're a bit far north, aren't you? Far from the north, aren't you?"
You could say that.
Could say that. Well, all are welcome here in Octon. Making your stake or just passing through?
I don't know yet. Possibly just passing through.
Well, sometimes the wanderlust will hit, and this is always a good beginning for that.
That's true. That and, well, life of a priest takes me many places, apparently.
Oh, a man of the cloth. Well, if you have any official pilgrimage business, I'm sure your clergy would have sent word to the inn of your arrival and paid for your room and board. But if you were so inclined, sure that there's also some other things that may interest you as well.
Oh, such as what?
Oh, there's doesn't talk much, but there's excuse me. There's a gnome who recently set up shop, and he's got all sorts of little magical trinkets and odds and ends, so... Anyway, that's neither here nor my business, but that's your business here.
I appreciate the little tip, as it were. Thank you.
Of course, if you're curious, his building is to the right down the street, closest to docks.
Dragonborn kind of leans over and looks. Ah, I see the one. Yes, thank you.
Alright, well, welcome to our fair city. Enjoy your stay.
Oh well, thank you for the gracious welcome.
Yeah, he gives a hearty salute and sends you on your way.
At which point, slight deception passed, because, you know, jungle dragon. He will walk forward and see, not quite sure what catches his eye first, but basically, he makes it to around about some short distance from the fountain before he just stops. And it's not quite sure what is catching his eye more, the fact that there's this stone device shooting water outside of it, or that there is someone else incredibly obsessed with this structure.
So Isrunara is still writing notes and like splashing around in the water a little bit and like trying it, testing it. Some little jolts of energy are floating around her fingers as she's all excitedly writing down the mage hand, going around and everything. But she doesn't seem to notice you.
Fair. Oh, Maury, you got a couple of Twitch redemptions.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah. Okay. Thromar walks up a little bit forward, stands, a fair distance, behind and to the side of her, so he's not like, going to be looming over her. Miss, are you okay?
She looks around, jolts back completely, stumbling over. All the paper is completely spread on the ground. Her robe almost flatters around, almost revealing some of the more exquisite parts of her body. And she looks up, completely stunned. But then her face starts to grin, and she's like, "Oh, hey, hello. What is your tribe? What is your? Wait, give me 1 second." And she's trying to get all the papers together again, and like the mage hand is whirring around and trying to get it all back to the binder, and yeah.
He grins and bends down to start help pick up some of the looser papers around him. My tribe is, well, it's a small one. It's Danforth Cross. It literally was me, my parents, and my sister. What about yours? Where does your tribe hail from?
Oh, 1 second. She blushes a little, and like the mage hand is still whirring around. And she looks at you with that cute eyes and is then all excitedly talking about, I'm from the mountains. I'm from the Strunmachodos clan. And we live in a little secluded valley in the mountains. And yeah, that's lots of people and some humans as well. I heard that's unlikely, or like not very common for Dragonborn clans, but yeah. And you see her tail swishing around a little excitedly in the back.
She's too adorable, I can't handle it.
I know, right? Yeah, that is uncommon, but it sounds like it definitely sounds like home. I've never been to the mountains. I was born in the jungle just north of here. Kind of was just my family until, well, something happened.
Oh. Well, that sucks. By the way, did you ever hear anything about? 1 second. Like the mage hand is now bringing one letter back to her in front of her face, and she just picks it and is like, did you hear of the pit of glimmers, maybe, or some stormglaive, maybe anything, maybe?
I can't say that I have. No. Well, what's your purpose for finding these places?
There's like a lot of reasons. Like I've had like, wait, where's my notes? I'm sorry. I've got them all. She's like rummaging through her notes. It seems like it will take a long while until she's got all of her notes together.
Well, while you're sorting through your notes, shall we go into the inn perhaps and sit down so that you're not just standing here out here and you can take the weight off your feet?
Oh, I didn't know that is a common thing to do in a tribe like this. Yeah, sure, I guess. Are we allowed to go there? Don't we need to talk to the chieftain first or something?
I don't think it works that way. I think that one who spoke to me at the entrance, I think he's as close to a leader this place has.
Oh, that's curious. She gets another new set of papers and scribbles random notes again and follows you into the tavern.
And, yeah, he leads the way into the tavern.
Alright. At this point, Ilana, you will have your food. And Mr. Puddle will take his one true spot on his stool, and he'll welcome you, and he's like, he'll wave you in, he says, go on, take a seat, and we'll get you helped out here. And he just kind of haphazardly says, congrats on the honeymoon.
What? She looks up from her notes and looks around and is like, oh, hello, hi, a honeymoon? What is a honeymoon?
Oh,
Who's...
he kind of gets flushed in the cheeks, and he just kind of waves dismissively, and he says, never mind, I thought you were, anyway, please, make yourselves at home. And then he'll actually notice you, Thromar, that you have, you're wearing your robes, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
He'll make note of that, and he's like, another pilgrim on their way, so, pretty sure that we've already gotten your payment from, your organization, so he'll, put a key up on the counter for you to take whenever.
Thank you. I'm just as confused. Honeymoon, wait, I don't know. But thank you.
Alright, and then, and again, so it seems there's a half-elf at the bar, human, a loner in the corner, and then myriad different groups, or group of people in the other corner, close in the back.
Alright, at this point, Izunara got her one note again. That is still kind of being held by the mage hand, that is kind of exhaustedly flying around and just trying to help her sorry mind. And she now just walks towards the bar, as if she were at home, and just goes around and be like, hello there, do you know something about the storm glaive, or maybe some sort of the pit of glimmers, something like that? Also, what is your tribe?
Oh,
Towards the half elf that is sitting there.
oh, the half elf.
Looking up from her mug, she kind of raises a slight brow and smirks rather warmly, but doesn't quite seem to understand fully what the question might be about. Nevertheless, she begins to speak in an even and friendly enough tone. I'm not sure of some of the things that you ask, but I don't have an officially normal tribe at this point in time. I'm a bit of a loner. I live outside the outskirts of town, and it's not where I'm from, but I do try to keep an eye on the wilds.
Oh, maybe, what is your, are you maybe part of, she looks at her notes again, community? Are you part, is that, sorry?
It's all right. I know a person or two here in town, but I don't consider myself directly part of the community here. No, I'm more of just a nearby friend.
Oh, I got it. You're a nomad, right? She gleams like very happy, finally having understood the society that she is now in.
Taking a longer sip from her ale, she kind of laughs and shakes her head. I don't travel too far beyond these lands directly, so I don't know if that term would work, but if it's what you must call me, that's fine.
Okay. Oh, what are you drinking there? She just takes that mug like out of your hand, looks at it, and is like, may I have a sip of it?
Scoffing for a moment, almost being caught in the middle of a mid-sip, she sort of lets it happen, but glances over to Mr. Puddle and smirks before motioning and quietly asking for another drink.
He'll just kind of smile warmly and, yeah, just kind of turn around and go to the keg that he's already have and just start pouring another tankard.
Turning back to the Dragonborn female, she kind of giggles again and just smiles more broadly and offers that it's fine and to go ahead and try it.
Oh, okay. What kind of words do you say before you drink things? Like, I know my tribe is like always saying this and that, like, and you know, sometimes a prayer or something like that. What do you say? Like, is there like a common, like a custom in this tribe here? Community. Sorry, is there a custom in this community or?
People do tend to talk over a meal, but not particularly from person to person. I suppose if they believe in their deities, that might matter, but I've always just drank.
You just drink? Oh, okay, all right then, I guess. She takes a huge gulp of that tankard.
Oh man!
And it's like, oh wow, is this infused with fiery energies? This is, oh.
Wow. So Mr. Puddle will just kind of wag his fingers like, ah, no, that's just my house brew. What you're probably tasting, because when you taste it, or this when you take your first sip, you do get like the sense of warmness. There's a bit of like a pungent bitterness to it at first, but then it's like you get this like slight subtle like sweetness, like it tastes like honey and berries.
Soroma just moves up slightly behind Azrena, just in case, she falls backwards, because, very big sip.
It's like almost like an alcoholic cider is what he has.
Oh, that sounds nice. Well, she then goes ahead and asks around everyone around her. Hey, anyone here? Sorry if I'm but I'm really looking for 1 second. The mage hand flatters in the front of her again, gives her a note. Ah, yes. The Pit of Glimmers or Stormglaive. Anyone of you hunters, people, anyone in this community have heard of the Pit of Glimmers, maybe?
So far, you notice that no one kind of really acknowledges it, except for one person. One of the gentlemen from the table in the corner, you notice him stand up, and he will slowly approach you from behind. And he says, or he asked, so you're asking about the Pit of Glimmers, is that correct?
I think that is correct. I only heard the name being told by some very drunk, very old dwarf at one point in some tales.
Oh, there's more. It's not even tales. It's not even a legend. It's real.
Oh, really?
Real.
You know about it?
Of course.
Oh my god.
He motions to the group in the corner and says, this is my crew. My captain is sitting over in the corner. I'm sure that we're actually looking for some extra hands in this expedition to find the Pit of Glimmers. If that's something that you're interested in, I'm sure that, well, some arrangements could be made with the captain.
Are there... Okay. Give me 1 second. She scrambles again in her notes and looking at things and be very mind completely away, and also starting to a little bit what is it called? She can't keep her body upright anymore. Just a little bit. Yeah, the alcohol is starting to have a little bit of an effect there.
Oh, and just for description purposes, you do see that this man is a tiefling, red-skinned and curved horns that go back, or they kind of go up like ram horns. And they kind of curl up and back and around.
I see.
Soroma just extends his hand just a few inches away from Isrinara's back. Just, that extra thing swaying. Don't want it to fall.
So he'll he'll slide you enough for a meal and just say, well, consider this an offering. If you're ever interested, you know where we are.
Oh, okay. When are you traveling out? When are you leaving camp?
Kind of scratches the back of his head. Well, we are going to be leaving Octon by sunbreak tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll make sure. I'll need to get into my notes real quick. Can you say is this Pit of Glimmers you were talking about? Is it I think that dwarf mentioned something about mountains or something. I'm not sure.
Not mountains, an island.
Huh.
But yeah, if you're interested, you know where we are. And then he'll start making his way back to his table.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Thanks.
And then you kind of just see the five of them just kind of chattering amongst themselves. You can't really make out what they're saying.
Well, she sits back and takes occasional sips of her drink and then is really lost in her notes again with like 5 notes or something like spread out everywhere, almost taking away the space of whoever is sitting next to her. And the matron also flattering around and just like really brooding into everything.
She's just gonna move a chair down because you're flailing around too much.
I want to leave some room for the others to RP as well.
Yeah. Nixie, did you want to do anything?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so for the meal, he took off his mask, revealing his androgynous emerald-colored face. But as he overheard the conversation, he puts his mask back on and walks over to the group of adventurers.
Okay. As you approach, all 5 of them just kind of like deadlock into you. Like they just look at you.
I overheard you mention an island and the Pit of Glimmers.
Yes, you'll actually see the captain stand. She's right here in the corner. She's another tiefling. And she'll kind of look up and down once and says, "Aye, yeah. We're looking for the Pit of Glimmers, fabled treasure of a pirate by the name of Goldbeard."
Do you know if there's any what are they called again? Sahagin activity on this island?
One of the underlings, or I guess one of the crewmates, the female half-orc, she'll say, "Well, not really any Sahagin, but I mean that whole jungle island is teeming with the local wildlife, and well, it turns out they get pissed when you throw javelins and shoot arrows at them, and that's just not something that we can handle. So we're really just seeing if there's anybody who wants to get a share of history and be part of history. Maybe walk out a little bit richer than we did today."
And this is a pirate treasure you mentioned?
Yeah. If you want more information, you might have heard about Goldbeard. If you want to go ahead and give me a... just give me like a straight intelligence check. You can just click your intelligence stat. Boop, boop, boop.
Oof.
Okay. I mean, it's a pretty common legend. Especially, I'd say, you don't know too much about it, but you just know that there was a pirate lord that had a vast amount of treasure, and no one's ever been able to find it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not really interested in anything that's not defeating evil or killing evildoers.
Well, I mean, all pirates might be evil. I mean, they steal from... I mean, they take what they want that doesn't belong to them. I mean, hey, this guy's been dead for hundreds of years, so I'd say it belongs to the people now.
Yeah, I think. Like, are we supposed, like, out of character? Are we, like, supposed to go with them, or what are we supposed to do?
No, that's a good question.
Are we?
That's up to you.
Are we? As the conversation is happening, Isunara shortly looks up and notices that they're talking about the Pit of Glimmers, and some more information seems to be revealed. And suddenly she hops off her chair, almost falling backwards, trying to clumsily walk over there, like clumsily get around and like walking a little bit off the chorus, and then comes around and be like, wait, do you guys know more about a Pit of Glimmers? What?
Thrilmar just goes, oh, for Tiamat's sake, and follows.
Elena looks over to Mr. Puddle and shakes her head a little, nodding her head towards the larger gathering of people in one corner of the bar. Looks for a moment and stands up, but instead of moving towards the group, she actually moves back towards the door, but leans against one edge of the wall near the entrance to watch the group in the corner.
Well, I might join you. I need to make up my mind. If I find a better lead for something else, I'll pursue that, but if not, you can come in.
Alright, well, I mean, sounds like you got a vendetta against the fishmen, but the captain will look towards Isranara. Wow, I can talk and read. And she says, aye, yeah, we're looking for old Goldbeard's Pit of Glimmers, as it was once told. It's, well, any kind of...
Goldbeard?
Aye, Goldbeard. He's a notorious pirate. There's a lot of legends about him. It's something that, well, anybody who grows up around the ocean or lives the sea life has heard about.
Huh. Do you know maybe if there are some tales about storms correlating with this Goldbeard person?
You know, they always say that whenever Goldbeard would sack a city, there always seems to be a storm.
Huh. Interesting.
And
Is
then-
there rain as well? Do you know that? Sorry, it's like very specific. Like,
Being uninterested in the conversation, Taylor walks away to go back to drinking his wine in
Okay.
the corner.
Well, I mean, this is a near 400-year-old legend, so, I mean, of course, I guess there would have been
Four?
rain.
400 years?
400 years
Oh.
old.
I did not. She scribbles heavily in her notes now, like everything, almost reading from the lips and like filling out things.
Mm-hmm. But they always say that the storm would always dissipate just as quickly as he came, and no one really knows where he would come from. There wouldn't be any ship,
Huh.
just a storm, and then everything was gone.
Interesting. Maybe I should join you. Yeah, maybe I should join you. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Just to can I like join you maybe and like just to like write down and figure out some things? Would that be fine, or because I might not be the best at helping with things.
How about we first start with your name, and we can make introductions. So the captain will stand, and she says, Lydia Catalan. And she will point next to her, and she's will say, "This is my first mate," and the DM forgot his name. It's my first name, Rudolph, but everyone just calls him Rudy. And then she'll point to the hooded man, Taron, and then to the half-orc, Okay, make sure I have the right one.
Who was the last person? I did not understand it acoustically.
Sorry, I was getting the names pulled up. The last person, she's a half-orc named Barika.
Barika?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead. Who are the others?
Oh, this is our crew.
Oh, okay. All right. Nice to meet you. I'm Esrunara Strumachodus, and I'm from a small tribe in the mountain villages, and I'm very, very not used to this whole, how do you call it, community of Octan. I've seen many tribes in my travels, but I've never seen a tribe like this, and yeah, so hello. She waves a little bit with her hands, and with her prestidigitation, some lightning sparks on her hands, just a little bit.
Lydia will kind of smirk a little bit, and she's like, well, I think you're going to need better fancy tricks if you're going to be coming with us. We can hope you can fight. But I guess you could say this is a ship's crew. It's kind of like a tribe, but on the water.
Oh,
We're all kind of like family here.
that sounds amazing. Yeah, like if, yeah, that cool.
And then, yeah, Rudy will just kind of nod, and he's very soft-spoken. He's like, it's quite cool.
All right. No, I would love to like travel with your how do you call it? A crew?
A crew.
I will travel with your crew if you would allow it. That would be awesome.
Well, let's just hope you got good sea legs and hope you don't get thrown overboard during a storm.
Oh, I don't think a storm would throw me overboard. You know, I'm kind of I'm kind of very attuned to the storms. Let's say it like this.
They all kind of chuckle a little bit. They think you're so darn cute.
Hey Mori,
Yes.
what kind of cutlery do they have in the tavern?
It's pretty basic, just like silver. No. I just say it's like some sort of just kind of like metallic cutlery, just nothing too fancy, but it gets the job done.
Okay, so having not used the spoon at all, Taylor decides to sneak it into his bag.
Okay. Do you want to make me a sleight of hand check?
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's damn good roll.
Wow.
Yeah, no one notices you.
Yeah,
No one notices you. Just take a spoon. Don't you have a mess kit?
With an extra spoon, no.
Oh.
Yeah, now I have an extra spoon.
Okay, no, it's not.
Wow.
No, your old spoon. You lost it. It got thrown overboard on the ship.
Oh yeah, with my old journal.
Yeah.
Well, now I have a spoon.
You have a new bookmark. I'm sorry, that was bad.
Exactly. Where do I have to like write that in somewhere?
I mean, if you want to, just say you have. You
There's
could,
like
Like
the,
where?
the
Oh.
item names in the bottom.
In like the treasure thing, or?
That would be. I think it would be an item, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's just a mundane item, so there should be a block in the middle and the bottom of the first page. I think it's on core.
Yeah, it's Encore. In the middle
Has
there.
an attack. No, I'm just-
Next, you're gonna spoon out some eyeballs.
Give me the old knifey spoony.
All right. Well,
Well,
oh, go ahead.
at this point, Isrunara has taken another huge gulp of the drink and actually falls over and is like definitely quite a lot tipsy.
And Thromar will attempt to catch her. No, attempt.
All right. Roll
Should
it.
we roll this out?
Yeah.
Roll it out?
Yeah.
What should I roll?
You don't need to roll anything. Actually, you know what? Is roll a dexterity save and then Malk make me a strength save.
Oh,
All right. Well, you so you kind of stumble. Thromar catches you, so you're just kind of like limp legs, like you're kind of like poking outward, and you're just kind of like slumped into his arms.
she looks up and is like, "Oh my god, I think this ritual brew is. I think I'm having visions or something. Uh-huh." And then she just slumps together a little. And just lays there.
Mr. Petal kind of just chimes in. He's like, "Oh, right. It's a little strong."
Elana, taking a slightly larger gulp from her mug, moves forward to the edge of the bar and sets her drink at the outer rim of it before looking over to the group of people that have gathered and shakes her head and finally speaks up, saying, "If you need people that can fight, I suppose I could tag along if you need another. I don't have complete faith that this one will be able to keep her legs about her."
Well, seems the two Dragonborn are getting along. Lydia will speak up. Seems like the two Dragonborn are getting along swimmingly. Well, sir, if you're
Sonara,
I'm not swimming.
oh my god.
That was 100% in character as well.
Wow.
Sonara is looking back at the half elf and just snaps her fingers, murmurs something, and a drop of water, or like as if like someone would have put a what is it called, a bucket of water on top of Elana is appearing, like just water splashing on her. And then she giggles. It's prestidigitation.
Wow. Alright, Ilana, a little splash of water just like plops in your head.
Not how you make people wet.
Oh, wow. Oh my god.
Being contacted by the water, she carries a look of mild displeasure, but doesn't change her expression otherwise, and continues looking at the group of sailors before finally just raising a brow and reaching again for her drink. Do you see what I mean?
The drink now tastes like piss.
Wow.
But just slightly, just slightly.
She drinks even
Savage.
faster. No, just kidding.
Next he drinks it slightly faster.
Making a marking her expression with with another slight look of matched displeasure as before. She manages a small amount of it before shaking her head a little and replacing the drink back on the edge of the bar, sighing.
Well,
Izanara is still smiling and then it's like, I'm sorry, I was just showing you that I'm very capable, by the way. She snaps her fingers again. Your drink should now taste like even better than before. Yeah, yes. And she's still like slamping in the arms of Filmar. Just, yeah. Her belly does a huge noise.
so yeah, Lydia will just kind of like just breathe through her teeth a little bit, and she'll kind of look over Mr. Nara. Well, she's gonna have to keep away from the grog, clearly, but can't really turn away the help. So, well, if one of you want to be her sponsor and be her responsibility, then she can come along.
Well, Captain, if you'll allow a priest on board so I can tend to the wounded, and yes, I'll also keep an eye on her.
Alright, she's your responsibility, and we would happily welcome that. So, yeah, we will be setting off at dawn tomorrow. Use this time to make any preparations, and if you don't show, we'll be leaving without you.
Sounds good.
Ilana nods once, then looks to the old halfling and asks him how much she owes him for the 2 drinks.
He just kind of squints his eyes a little bit, and he says, I'll just put it on your tab.
The half-elf nods and thanks the old man for for continuing to tally her tab. I'll get you next time.
He just kind of gives an affirming nod, and just kind of starts wiping up the counter a little bit from the splash of water.
So Nara is like, still, the belly is still growling around. And she's like, I think I need some food or something. Have anyone like recently slaughtered an animal or something? Maybe like it can be a little older also. It's fine. I need food.
Lydia will pipe up over to Mr. Puddle and says, just get a roast for the girl. So he'll go ahead and get that prepared for Isrunara. Wow.
That's
I'll get used to it.
You can just call me Nara.
Nara. I'll just call you Nara. Alright, and then you'll have your food. You just gonna eat on the floor?
Yeah, duh.
Duh. Tribal life, yo.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just sitting there on the floor, papers all around. Mei-chan's still like... Mei-chan also tumbling around a little bit, but like trying to pick up some of the papers and like put them back in. Eating her food like some animal.
The floor is just one big table after all.
This is true.
I mean, unless someone comes up and is like, hey, should we sit on a table? I don't know.
Alright.
That's what she would do.
So, most of you will finish up your meals. Time will kind of pass on. It's, let's say it's about afternoon now. Been a couple hours, so, most of you are just kind of chatting back and forth of kind of, you know, what to expect.
I'd say we probably would have sit on the table at some point.
Yeah.
Probably. Like someone must have come up with the point, yeah, like maybe we should sit down or something.
Yeah.
Even if Thrillmar has to help her.
And yeah, probably at this point Izunara is just like face down on the table. Like almost little napping.
Little napping.
And Taylor's just sitting in the corner looking at his lucky charm, a tiny silver icon of a raven, and just thinking about stuff. Looking really sad
Oh, poor Bean.
underneath the mask.
At some point, Isranara is starting to wake up a little bit again. Looks over to that person over in the corner and just goes on and be like, "Hey you, little tribe person or something, would you mind joining us? Because you're there tomorrow as well. It would be nice to get to know you too. Like, you know, if you're all sitting on some kind of, if you're all traveling together, you should probably, you know." And her head slams back on the table and she's still like mumbling something.
Putting away his lucky charm, he sighs and walks over slowly to the table and sits down, but like moves the chair like that he's sitting a bit on the corner, like away from everyone.
Elana has reclined a little in her chair, sort of keeping an eye on those that had gathered around the table itself, but at the same time, she's mentioned one moment or the other about making sure that if they have any means of preparing themselves, they may want to look into seeing about provisions or anything that they may be able to get, though she doesn't know exactly where to go to get those in town. It's been a while since she's been here.
So, if you recall, the guard of the entrance, Damien, did note that there was a new shop in town. Oh, wait, no. Thrumar only knows that. There's always been a bit of a general store. That's just actually right across the street, and you can kind of see it. If you look out the door, you can see the door. Actually, it has kind of just like a placard with like a sword and armor on there. So you used to know that used to be a bit of a general store, but it looks like that whoever was there previously had moved out, and Smithy has taken up residence. But it also does kind of seem like out in front you do see like there's like fresh fruit and stuff out there, so they kind of have a little bit. Seems like they might have what you're looking for, so they kind of want to try to keep that alive.
Sonara is still like head on the table, looking at Fomor and be like, "Oh, hi there. Hi." And goes back into like napping level.
Just causes Thormos to shake his head slightly and chuckle. She's gonna feel that when she wakes up.
Lana looks across the table at the larger dragonborn and tilts her head a little and looks back to the female and asks whether or not she might expect to wake up anytime soon.
I have no idea. Judging from it, her alcohol tolerance doesn't seem to be existent.
Give me
So-
a real check.
Did you just?
Wow.
Yes, I did gremlin noises in my DMing.
That's fantastic.
Understood, Aelana says after quizzically remaining to regard the nearly passed out female next to her. We should probably get that handled in any case. They said that their ship is leaving tomorrow, yes?
Yes.
We'll want to get our supplies in order, probably get a good night's sleep, I would imagine. I don't have much experience with ships either. I spend most of my time in the wild, but I don't know what we would have to expect going forward with this.
I know a lot about ships. Been spending the last couple of years on one.
Oh, that'll be helpful then. You might be able to give us some advice about it.
Yeah, I might.
Maybe.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll tell you how to be on a ship. Right, so it sounds like that Aelana wants to go shopping.
Max is still giggling in the background, by the way.
Aelana wants to go shopping. Woman moment.
Wow.
Just kidding.
That's fine, I can't help it.
Well, at this point, as the conversations are being had, the mage hand is now slowly slapping Nara's cheeks a little, trying to wake her up
Which
a bit
one?
again. The cheeks in the face. God. This is very off topic over here. I see. Hear that? You can't stop laughing. Yeah, she's like waking up a little bit again. Oh, we going shopping? Okay. I can join. Give me 1 second. And she looks up to the ceiling. And out of nowhere, there's a splash of water coming down on her face.
Oh my god.
And she's like shaking it off and be like, okay, I'm awake again. Hi, let's shopping. Let's go shopping.
Alright.
Well, that's the first time I've seen that sort of recovery.
I mean, beats getting a bucket of salty water thrown at your face.
Indeed.
That's very true.
Well, if it gets her back on her feet, that's probably as much as we could hope for. I'll take it.
Same.
And she's like slumping in a little bit again. She takes her hand, touches her arm, like with her right hand, she touches her left arm, and you see like a quick spark of lightning go through her, and then she just completely jolts up again. It's like, all right, let's go. Hey, where do we do this? Come on, guys, let's go. As if she was just completely sober again.
Okay, that's a new one.
Should I cast Shocking Grasp on myself, or
No.
can we just keep it like that for RP purposes? Cool.
No, please don't.
I was technically casting a spell on myself. A quite harmful one.
You are very squishy.
Yeah, that's true.
You have 8
It's
HP.
fine, you've got the cleric.
Yeah, but like, someone looks at her funny, she dead.
It's fine, we've got a cleric.
But yeah, she's now standing at the door and like waving at you. Let's go. Come on.
You are all being waved down by an overly energetic, totally sober dragonborn.
The half-elf stands slowly and looks over to the other Dragonborn and smirks for a moment before shaking her head once again and offering a small comment of, well, we might want to keep her away from the powder kegs on that ship, in addition to keeping her out of the logger room.
Thruma's eyes just widen, like, oh, yeah, that's a very good point. Thruma also slowly gets to his feet and looks over to Nara. I think, yeah, at the very least, she needs a chaperone, I think.
And after everyone else got up, Taylor also gets up. Although he seems very annoyed with it.
Nora sees that he's very annoyed, and she just casts a rainbow around his face just to make him look a little bit more happy. See?
Aww.
That's how we do this. You just need little happiness in your life. Mm-hmm.
Trying to wave the rainbow out of his face,
It just kind of dissipates.
and Taylor walks up to the door, getting ready to leave.
Thruma joins them, and out of character, I'm going to be right back for just a couple of secs.
Okay.
Aelana starts to move towards the door, but stops herself and turns back towards the supposed crew, looking towards the captain and then to the first mate, especially, and nods to them both before remarking that we'll see you tomorrow. We look forward to it. And then turns to make her way towards the other three.
All right. And they'll all nod, both of them will nod in acknowledgement.
That wasn't on purpose, the thing I put in chat.
Whoopsie. Nixie did a whoopsie. Alright, and we'll just take a few moments for Nav to get back.
Fair enough.
Dum 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 dum
I mean,
dum.
maybe we could take
Wait.
a general break real quick.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's like,
Yeah, if you guys need I do have to go to the bathroom and maybe get a little, maybe get a DM snack or something.
Yeah, well, no way.
yeah, a snack would be awesome.
Yes. Alright, so we're gonna take a little break and get resituated. So, see you soon! Alright, so while I have them muted, I'm just gonna read through these notifications. Again, Edward, thank you again for the host. Violet Crested Dawn, thank you for the follow. Psychman27, again, thank you for the follow. DJ, thanks for the host. And Is in the game, thanks for the host. And Nixie, thank you for the sub. And Ashlyn, thanks again for the follow. And near Tepi? Near Tepi. If I'm mispronouncing that, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the follow. And of course, Affy from a few days ago. Thanks for the follow. So, I'm gonna check and see if everyone's back. I know Ashlyn and Melk are. Alright, I was talking to chat. Because I love them. I love my chat. Oh, go ahead. Oh, see, if you see just like if it doesn't have like an actual token, that's kind of more just like, I kind of wanted like to have this like, instead of just being empty and just filling it with like tokens, it's just generic NPCs. Yeah. Yeah.
Cannon fodder.
That's pretty much it. It's just the little bit actors just wanted to kind of make the map look a little bit more alive, and like it's just, yeah, it's just like people just walking by and unimportant faces. Yes, I love Nia. I remember to call you that. That's a very lovely name. So I think we're just waiting on Iz and Mix.
I believe so.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
That's fine. So we'll just have the map open a little bit. Let's do some Q&A. Chat, what's your favorite D&D class to play?
And remember, there are no wrong answers, except unless you say rogue. Then that's wrong.
Hey, I'm playing a rogue.
And you're very wrong for doing so, Murray.
But Goblin.
I mean...
You mean short stack.
I'm playing a mouthy short stack. I'm basically just me.
Wasn't going to say it, but there you go.
But I'm not actually short. I'm 6'2". I'm all sass. I'm 6'2" sass.
No, you're taller than me. It's worrying.
I'm big.
I have an appreciation for people that play melee classes because I know a lot of people like, and there are phenomenally good and bad people that play casters. You know, you've got your evil types and your good types and all that, but I do appreciate people that kind of focus on the martial. So, you know, I've got love of both, but yeah, I've always had a soft spot for the melee folk.
I've always kind of liked playing melee fighters. I played a lot of fighters back in my... Actually, the first class I ever played back in 3.5 was a fighter.
I'm similar. Only my first class was Paladin, because, you know, Whackadin.
Mark, did I ever tell you about the story of the one time I played cleric in high school?
No.
I played a half-elf cleric. She wielded a great sword. I invited a friend because they'd never played D&D before, and they wanted to be a swashbuckler, and they wanted to pick on me because I was a cleric, and they thought I was a weak little healer. But they didn't know.
Oh no.
They didn't know I worshipped a war god.
Fantastic.
I bashed the pommel of my sword into his face, and he was down. And he's like, "What the fuck? I thought you were a healer." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm a cleric and I worship a war god."
I love it.
Chat says, never played D&D, always wanted to, but you love how dumb things can get with bards. I've seen some bard shenanigans in my time playing D&D.
Shenanigans.
It's actually a technically like an actual ability. Like, I use shenanigans.
There was we had this made-up feat for fighters that only fighters could take, and it was called breaking shit. You're proficient in just breaking stuff.
All right, back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Sorry.
I'm just
Are we
gonna
back in or
Nexie?
Nexie's doing something on the phone real quick. They're back in 1 sec.
That's okay. We're just kind of chatting in the chat right now, so Nexie can take time.
Hi, stream. Hi.
Violet says, don't really know modern D&D classes, but anything with magic effects that aren't spell-based. So technically any spell is magic, and magic spells. Kira, thank you for the lurk. And Kira says she cannot play in D&D. My brain refuses to focus on important info. Maybe when I get meds for ADHD, I'll be able to do it. And Kira says hi is.
Oh, hi, Kiri. Hi.
Kiri. It's scary Kiri Kitty.
Oh no.
Kiri, who was monster bait in EDF.
Keo with the gremlin noises.
I feel like chat is probably just abusing gremlin noises like all the time when I'm doing anything.
This is only the second gremlin noise redeemed.
That's true. The first one was right on point though. That was...
I should Keo. What the fuck?
Oh.
What does that mean?
Oh, fantastic.
What is that supposed to mean?
Also, like, I have pretty much forgotten anything Maury said in the last, like, 2 hours. So,
Oh.
don't worry about the ADHD.
Wait, Maury's been speaking?
What are we doing here again?
Oh my god, they're way too immersed. They're trapped in the game.
No.
I am their god.
I'm totally not drunk. No.
You all hear
Falls over.
a voice in your head that says, "I am Dami Mami Mori, and you will pay me tribute." Sluts.
Tiamat?
I called it. We're gonna play Horse Simulator 2021. I called
Yep.
it.
Suddenly have an urge to not get on the ship and instead find the basement of this tavern.
Ooh.
Alright. So, are we ready to continue?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Ready.
So, you all decide to go out shopping, and you leave the Rusty Anchor right into the middle of Portsmouth Street. As information previously indicated, is that there seems to be 2 shops across the street. So, which one will you go into first?
suppose if there's only 2 shops that look like they're selling things, I don't know. Shop on the right for me.
Okay. Anyone else want to follow or have other plans?
Yeah, I'll follow her.
Okay.
I'm just still kind of a little bit tipsy, but don't show anything, but I just follow.
Alright, so you come across, seems that there's a couple stands of food where it's more, kind of pick what you want, head inside, pay for it. In the window, you can actually see that there is a human woman behind the counter.
Ew, a woman. That's okay.
Nexie!
Oh, what the fuck?
How much does she cost?
What?
Alana turns around and looks at Nexie and throws a bit of a glare before turning back to the larger dragonkin and nodding as if to say that's the right question to ask.
Oh my god!
What do you mean how much she costs? Like, would you like her to join the adventures or something? This Londora is like standing still in the background, right?
Oh, there would be adventures.
Oh.
She is rather cute. From what you can see, she looks really cute. She's kind of like... Looks like she's kind of off in her own little world and just kind of like bobbing her head. And you can see in the window. What, do you guys... does everyone go in?
Yeah, sure, I walk in.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright. So you can kind of see that there's, as you enter, you can kind of hear the clanking of metal as you walk in. But it seems like there's a lot of different, it seems like this is indeed a smithy. Some other stuff that's lined across the walls that are on shelves. Looks like there's like food rations. There's just kind of just a lot of mundane stuff. More spoons. There's a lot of spoons. There are Nexie's chat. Oh, there's still guns at the shop. No, there are no guns.
Aw.
Alright, it seems the human, she doesn't really notice you for a little while. Like for about 5 seconds, and then she kind of looks up and she says, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you there, Uwu. Sorry."
Not really.
Oh no.
Take a flame on her.
Okay, so I'll walk up to the counter and ask what kind of weapon she's got in store.
Londora walks right behind him and just is like, "Oh, by the way, have you heard something about the Pit of Glimmers or maybe some storm?" Wait, I think I answered this question already. Sorry, never mind. And she walks back.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, we got lots of swords and armor."
Maury, seriously?
Seriously.
That's icy. Oh my god.
What kind of weapon can I even use, like, out of character?
You can use like everything.
A gun.
No, you can't. There's no guns.
I mean, technically.
Okay, do you have a two-hand sword that's maybe not too expensive or heavy? He says awkwardly while, like, scratching the back of his head.
She kind of like puts like a finger like on her cheek, and she kind of pauses, and she's like, "Yeah, we got a nice sword. It's in the corner."
I go to check which corner.
This corner.
Yes.
I go to check them out and find some nice two-handed sword that fits me, I guess.
No, yeah, you do find that there's it's not overly fancy, but it's practical.
Yeah, I prefer swords that I have to put two hands on to wield.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Fantastic.
Nara is just walking around the store, like even behind the counter, and just like, casually looking at everything, looking at the shopkeeper from up close, and then walking further, and like looking at everything like some crazy tourist or something like that.
She's like, oh, please, this is for people who work here only. But if you want to buy something, please bring it up to the counter, and I will help.
Sorry, I'm not used to the customs of this clan or tribe, or what are you called? Takes her notes again. Community. Sorry.
Oh, a lot of people here. There's a lot of different people here, so we get to see everybody.
Oh, I see.
Do you also have armor?
Yeah, we got armor. Some pretty basic stuff. My fiance makes all this stuff in here, and I sell everything outside.
Well, I also pick out a not really fancy armor, I guess.
Okay. So you'll get Alright, so you'll pick out a two-handed sword and breastplate. Also, chat. Yeah, that is actually like really good news. That's so cool. So anyway, sorry to distract.
So with my sword and my chest plate, I walk up to the counter and ask, how much will that be?
So she'll kind of look over everything, and since I did not give you starting equipment at session 0, she'll just kind of hand you over a ledger that you can definitely afford.
What's that supposed to mean?
Basically,
Wait, we don't have starting equipment?
I don't think we went over starting equipment, so
And I mean, I have 10 gold.
I did go through the whole starting equipment thing.
Same.
oh, okay. So yeah, if you pick that up, I guess we didn't do it for Nexi because Nexi left early, and I kind of forgot to give them starting equipment, so
Perfect. This is awesome.
it worked out. But yeah, at this point, we'll just consider this part of your starting equipment, Nexi. So, but she will hand you a ledger, or at least like a little receipt of how much it costs. It's basically an affordable amount, so you just get it.
And I put that to equipment.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then if you need the damage for a great sword.
How? Oh wait, it's there.
Mm-hmm. Oops, sorry.
Slow-handed sword.
No-handed
A
sword?
two-handed sword.
There you go. So you do 2d6 plus 2. And then as for your armor, let me just get the stats pulled up for breastplate. Also, the music stopped. I have to find new music.
Don't stop the music.
What happened in Northern Ireland? Oh. Hey, that's actually really good news, Malk. Cool.
Yeah.
That's really good news.
It's the only good thing about the UK at the moment.
Right. That's not actually part of Turf Island.
Yep.
Should go back to normal Ireland.
Normal Ireland.
Alright, so with the breastplate Nixie, your armor class will go up to 13.
Poggers.
Alright. Right, and then the lady behind the counter, she'll say, "Thank you so much for your purchase."
What was her name? Lily?
She never gave her name.
Oh,
No one asked her name.
yeah.
Should be called Lily.
Lily?
You're all calling her Lily now.
No.
For good reasons.
That's not her name. She has a name.
Okay. Oh,
Do you
Nara
want to
would
ask
not
her name?
ask her. I think Nara would rather ask the tribe the name, but no, she's... Nara is too fixated on the weapons that are on display here. Like scribbling and drawing and... Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
And the walls. The walls!
They're,
Never saw these walls.
they're very decent craft. Like, probably for you, this looks very fancy.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of like when you probably like heard of knights. It's like this is probably like stuff that you'd probably imagine them wearing.
Aeletta moves along the walls for a minute, kind of eyeing some of the armor, but moving more over to the weapons before giving them little more than a look. As she moves her way through the shop, she does stop to gather a few things and takes them to the counter. Most of what they are seem to be the most non-perishable looking items of food that she can find, whether it's whatever the shop has as far as dried meat or whatever, but she does look at the other woman across the counter for a moment before asking, "I didn't happen to see any rope. Do you have any, or is there somewhere nearby that might sell some?"
Oh yeah, we got plenty of rope. One moment, and then she'll just kind of like rummage around from behind the counter, and she says, "How much do you want? We have 10 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet."
Just 10 feet for now would be fine. I think that and the food should be enough.
Okay, and then she'll just start kind of tallying it up, and she will say, "For everything that will be one gold, please."
And Aelana will reach into her pack and set 1 gold on the counter.
Right, and she'll happily take it, and she'll thank you for your patronage.
Nara, who is now suddenly like realized or like have seen enough of the walls, is like, sorry, I'm trying to get like to know the members of this community here. How you say it? What is your name? Just so like I can, like, just so you know,
my name is Amy Umbermore.
I note that down as Amy Umbermore, Catgirl shopkeeper. Thank you.
Nope, she is human.
I'm writing it down as Catgirl shopkeeper.
Oh my god.
You can't stop me.
You can't stop you.
All right, thank you. By the way, my name is I'm Isrunara, and I'm from the Strumachodas tribe, and I'm happily getting to know all of you, beautiful people from here. community here. And by the way, we see your character sheets.
Yeah, that's because you.
Oh.
Your NPC sheet.
Yeah,
If
that's for you.
I do have kind of an out of character question here.
Okay.
If I'm buying 10 feet of rope and some foodstuffs, how do I designate that on my sheet?
So there is on the first page on the core tab, there's
Yep.
a block in the bottom middle, and that's just
Yep.
for any and all items.
Okay. So if I write out like one rope 10 feet, do I leave it as equipped or use as a resource, or?
You would basically have it just like in a pack, and then you would just say, well, I'm going to use the 10 feet of rope, and then you just have that 10 feet of rope. So
Okay.
you could just write it down as that you have 10 feet of rope, and then about 5 days of rations.
Okay.
And then it's just if you want to use it, then, or like I'd say with a rope, depending, you can use it over and over again, but the rations would obviously have a finite resource.
Okay.
All the meanwhile, you do still hear clinking in the back. Sounds like, yeah, someone's really hard at work.
You can guess who is trying to look in there, just without any question or anything.
Okay.
Isonara opens the door and is like walking in there.
Do, 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 do. No, that's not what I wanted.
And Lana,
Even more shadows there. Oh, there you go.
Lana, having moved back towards her party, kind of went wide-eyed, seeing the female dragonborn move inside the other room, and sort of under her breath went, "Damn it!"
Right. So
Nara's just standing there looking at all of... Yeah, explain the scene.
okay. So as you enter through the door, you do see that it's pretty open air, but you do notice that there's a big shift in temperature. To your right, you see another half-orc female. Looks like she's working metal. And she looks over to you and says, "Who the hell are you?"
Nora is just like, oh, hi, I'm Izunara. I'm from the Strunmachodos clan. What tribe are you from?
She kind of winces at the word tribe, and she says, "Not really part of a tribe, but I really don't like it when people are in my workspace."
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that. I'm sorry, I'm like very not used to the customs of the tribe in this communal city. I think I'm stepping on again.
Yeah, she'll kind of just like talk to my fiance. She'll talk to you.
Oh, they're gay. Oh my
They're hella
god.
gay.
It's awesome.
I love it.
Alright, yeah. Nara steps out of that room again and is like, still like muttering, sorry, I didn't want to. And Mei Shan is like closing the door again behind her.
Amy giggles and she's like, "Yeah, even I can't go into the back room when Roxanne is working."
Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't, like, I'm still getting used to the customs and everything.
She smiles brightly. She's just generally a very pleasurable person, and she says, "Well, if that's all I can do for you, you're always more than welcome to come back. We always have stuff in stock."
Okay, awesome.
I just realized I should probably buy rations too, right?
Wouldn't hurt.
They're probably not in this shop.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There
like,
are rations.
There. Okay, So while realizing that now that he's not part of a fixed ship crew anymore, he has to actually buy his own rations.
Mm-hmm.
He goes back into the shop and buys some rations.
Okay. How much?
I don't know. What do you think?
How do we handle food in general, actually?
Yeah.
I'll handle food. If you
Yeah,
want.
you will.
If you. I mean, I do cook, but
Housewife, Maureen.
I am a housewife.
I'll buy 5 rations.
Okay, so you get 5 days worth of rations. So she'll tally it up, and
How much would that be?
50 silver. It's like half a golden, if I remember right.
I put 1 gold on the
Yeah.
table and say, can you exchange?
She'll count out your change and hand it to you.
If we go by the law, by the rules as written, 10 silver is 1 gold.
Oh, okay. We'll just do that.
Yeah, sorry, I
5
actually need
silver.
for that.
So you get 5 silver, and she'll hand you 5 back.
Okay. So
I
I put
forgot.
the rations in my bag
Mhm.
and go to next to the cleric dragon that I totally didn't forget what their name was.
From our...
His name's right underneath them.
we don't see that, actually.
Seriously.
Nope, we only
Yeah,
see
we
our own
don't
names.
see that.
Oh,
We only see our own.
I think. Hang on. Does it do it now?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Well, I will work it out later. So, alright, so you're back out in the street.
Oh yeah, I throw him. I will go up and buy 10 rations because
Oh,
he already knows that Nara is not going to think to buy her own.
oh.
Nora is already outside looking at the fountain again.
And she'll just say, 1 gold, please.
He hands over the golds and thank you very much.
Thank you for your patronage.
And with that, he'll walk out.
And Taylor follows him.
Ilana has moved into the street, facing the shop that was on the left from the Rusty Anchor, and seems to be eyeing the in that direction.
Okay.
Nora is like splashing around on the fountain a bit and like, yeah, dipping her hands in there.
I mean, other people are doing that too, so it's not totally uncommon.
Then she turns around to the group and is like, do you think it's like customs to bathe in this fountain? I haven't seen anyone do that yet.
Oh, it definitely is. You should try.
Oh, okay. She looks at the others real quick.
So Marchesa said, I don't think so. I haven't seen a single person walking around without their clothes on. I think it might be uncouth here, maybe.
Oh,
I don't know why, but
Laughing to himself, Taylor what's it called when you like turns away from the group.
He shyly looks away. He blushes.
yeah. Nora then looks back and is like, yeah, that's right. I haven't seen any. Like everyone seems to be clothed like very well. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't. I've already done a lot of ruckus in this town, I think.
Nara realizes how much of a baka she is.
Ilana watches the short exchange and just folds her arms across her chest and shakes her head a little and smirks.
Shall we get going? There must be like more shops or something, right? Or do we need anything else? I mean, I'm perfectly properly like prepared for everything. I can always hunt my own food and, you know.
Everything, eh? I think there's another shop right here. We might want to check, but that's up to everyone.
Well, the gate guard did say that this was owned by a gnome, I think it was, and sold magic items, so
Oh,
could be worth looking.
magic. Let's go. Let's go. She goes ahead and enters that shop.
Alright, so you head in. Why does it do this? I want reveal, not more shadows.
More shadows.
More shadows. Right, so you head in. It's a very well kept place. Nothing seems out of order, like everything is meticulously placed where it was. Then as you enter, it seems empty?
So Nara stumbles around, looks at nothing, then goes to the... Wait, we see the shopkeeper there, right? Or...
Now you do. As the bell rings, you see two little beady eyes poke up from above the counter.
Alright, Nara walks up to her and is like, "Oh, hello there. I'm Esther Nara from the Stone Machodos clan, and I'm trying to get the alliance with this clan a little bit better and everything. What's your name? What tribe are you from? Are you also from this Octan tribe? Or..."
You see the gnome just kind of slowly blink. And then he just says, "Please don't make a mess."
Oh, well, I'm giving my best to accommodate the customs of your tribe. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Now, what of my collection may I interest you in today? If you'd like to know the special, I recently got a surplus shipment of scrolls. There are so many scrolls. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know where to put them.
What do you have in shop? What can we buy here?
He kind of ducks down, and then as he emerges, you kind of hear some shuffling, and then a pile of scrolls onto the table. There's so many of them. There's so many in the back. I don't know who ordered these. I didn't do it, but I received them. Every waking moment of my life is filled with these scrolls. Nowhere to put them.
That sounds uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
I'm very uncomfortable. I don't like getting
Ye-
things I'm not sure where they came from. But maybe they'll serve you better.
Any of these mysterious scrolls in Celestial?
No. Actually, yeah, they are.
Well, Azonara is now completely, with the help of the mage hand, looking through so many of these scrolls and like trying to like get the information, sitting here in the corner, like on the ground, and like just looking through everything with like gleamy eyes, trying to find something that could resemble. And then
Oh, go ahead.
she realizes, oh wait, do you maybe you have a scroll of like the Pit of Glimmers, or maybe something about the Stormglaive or something? I don't know, like this maybe you heard something about it, or...
The Stormglaive. No, I haven't.
Huh. Alright. And she goes back into reading all the scrolls and is like heavily invested.
So every scroll that he pulled out, it's the same spell. It's Breathe Water. Taylor, with your knowledge, port towns usually kind of have scrolls like these, especially for seafarers, because more often than not, getting thrown into the water is pretty... I wouldn't say it's common, but it's always like a nice precaution that some ships will have is some of these scrolls in case of the event that someone does get thrown overboard.
Mm-hmm. And what language are they in, did you say?
It's kind of a mix. It seems like there's some that are in Celestial, some are just Arcane, some are Draconic.
He searches out a couple of celestial scrolls
Mhm.
and asks the shopkeeper, how much for these? You probably won't sell them because there's not many celestials walking around.
No. Though some of the clergymen, they do take that. And they're ones that can read it. But there's so many of them. So I'm giving you a discount. 5 gold per scroll.
Well, I'll take 2 of them.
Okay. He will hand you 2 and kind of hold his hand out expectingly in payment.
I put the gold piece on the table.
He just kind of looks at it for a minute and just kind of scoops it up. Is there anything else?
Wait, are those... Should we maybe get some of those? She now sees one in Draconic and actually like can notice what they might be doing or not. I think maybe we should get some of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting this one in Draconic. How much was it again?
5 gold.
She then is like heavily looking like at her pouch and like trying to find some gold pieces and just like all
You mean
kinds
silver?
of things. 5 silver
5
pieces or 5 gold, yeah. And just like some gold pieces drop down, and in the end she finds 4 gold pieces, and then it's like, I could swear there was another somewhere. And then the mage hand like goes through the paper stuff and finds another gold piece in there, and she puts it down, and then it's like, okay.
Do you just
There
put
you
it
go.
down on the counter?
Yeah, I put them on the counter.
He still has his hand out and just looks at it again and scoops it up.
Oh wait, she had his hand out. Oops.
Yeah.
Grandma will go up to the counter and say, I'll take 1 in Draconic, please.
5 gold. He
So everyone
holds
says
his hand
5
out.
gold.
He holds his
And
hand
actually
out.
puts the gold in his waiting hand.
He clutches it and thanks you.
Ilana reclines against the door frame, kind of standing half in and half out of the building, letting the others tend to their business at the counter.
Okay. Well, aside from this surplus of scrolls, I can't expect you to take them all, but do feel free to browse the rest of my wares.
Oh wait, there's more? What else is there?
1 second while I determine that.
Scroll of PP enlargement.
I'll take your whole stock.
Oh god.
Do. Sorry, I gotta get a book pulled up. You think I'd be more prepared, but hey, we're just flying by the seat of our pants here.
Yay!
Wait, you have pants?
Yeah, just take them out.
Ew.
I'm wearing shorts.
I'm just sitting here in my panties.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wait, where? Wait, are we taking our wait, oh, that's right. I'm a barbarian. I don't need to worry about taking clothes off.
What are these clothes you speak of?
Watching the other three for a minute, she calls from farther away from the counter and asks the gnome if they happen to have any healing potions or anything of that sort.
Oh, I suppose a few.
If you have,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. If you have 3, I would like those.
I'll have to check the back. One moment. He hops and goes into the back room.
So Nara is now looking around the shop, like everywhere, checking out what else there might be, looking at the plants, looking at the wall, looking at, what is that, a table?
It's like a bookshelf.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
He's looking through some of the books that are in there, trying to find some stories or something that could be related to the Stormclave or something like that.
Alright. And then the gnome will come back out. And he says, I have 2.
That would be fine then. 2 will work.
15 gold.
Fair enough. Elana makes a small face, approaching the counter, reaches into her purse and takes out 15 gold, and slightly begrudgingly sets it on the counter, but figures in her mind that she must stand a better chance to make sure that she's prepared, rather than risk it.
Right. He'll glance over at the gold at the table and then extend his little stubby arms out to you with the 2 potions.
And Elana will take them and bow her head before moving back to rest in the doorframe.
Okay. Is there anything else I can help you all with today?
So Nara is still like focused on the books and like looking through pages, and the mage hand is also figuring out some books and bringing them to her.
Some of them are more empty books, kind of more for like beginner scribes, or just, you could just use it. It's kind of just like a catch-all journal. They're decently bound tomes, nothing too fancy. Kind of just varying solid colors.
OOC, by the way. You guys probably would want to leave or something. I don't know.
That depends if everyone's done shopping.
Huh? What?
Nixie,
Someone's lost in their mind.
What's going on?
is everyone done shopping?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at this point, there is. I mean, if you guys want to just continue to roleplay a little bit, or if you just want to skip to the next day.
Should probably.
I have something I wanted to do before we can skip.
Okay.
So I guess we all just go to the town square or something.
Probably back to the bar, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
As she makes ready to leave, Aelana turns to the gnome and gives a slight curtsy. It's a little rudimentary, but offers a bit of a wave and turns to make her way out and follow the others.
He gives a nod and see you soon. He dismisses you all.
Out of character, the money stuff. There's like CP, like copper pieces.
I'm probably only just gonna deal with like gold and silver at this point, just to make things a little easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like from story or like from a canonical point of view, 10 CP is 1 SP, 10 SP is 1 GP.
Yes, I know but what the fuck does EP mean?
EP
Electrum.
is 5 silver pieces.
No, what does it mean, you fuck?
Electrum.
Yeah, it's basically a combination of gold and silver and an alloy. And yeah, it's like kind of half, I think.
And the PP thing, PP is platinum. I think that's 100 gold pieces, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Very rare. Like usually you have only copper, silver, and gold. Electrum and platinum is like only, like you see it in some hordes or something like that.
PP is very rare. Gotcha.
It's a rare PP.
Goodness.
So, Taylor starts to awkwardly say, "Cleric, which god do you serve?"
I serve the dragon goddess Tiamat.
Wait, Tiamat? Izunara almost falls off her chair and like slides a little bit away and is like, Did you just say Tiamat?
Yes. Is there an issue?
Isn't that like the bad dragon?
No.
Pun
Tiamat
intended.
is the...
Pun intended.
I can't now.
Wow.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm stopping giggling. Tiamat is very misunderstood. Many people see her at face value and believe that because she is sort of the opposite to Bahamut, that she's evil. That's not the case. Tiamat embodies chaos, which is to say she promotes change. Not really so much evil, in fact not evil at all, but she encourages people to act outside of what could be considered the norm, to be maybe unpredictable, willing to change, and, well, do whatever seems to be right in the moment. But she is most definitely not evil. And I, by extension, am also not evil. Well, I do not consider myself as such anyway.
She does still look a little bit questioning towards you, but she shuffles back like very carefully. Still a little bit of distance, but It's like, okay, I guess.
I am a healer. I will not harm you or anyone here unless there is great need to do so, and I do not foresee a need to do so.
I mean, you didn't hurt me so far, so I guess perhaps there might be merit to that. But
And I have no intention of harming you.
from what I've heard, the chromatic dragons, like in my studies, have always been very unfriendly beings. But you seem nice. You seem very nice.
Thank you. My father is also shares the same scale color as me, and while he was enthusiastic with his work as a paladin, he has never been evil in all the time that I've known him.
Your father was a paladin?
Oh yes, very much so.
Interesting. That sounds very unlike what I've heard from the chromatic ones.
I suppose that's part of another reason why I'm traveling, to try and dispel this myth that Tiamat and all the chromatic dragons are evil.
She then starts scribbling down a lot of notes, giggling a little bit, well, ever so often looking over with a smile in her face.
And he's just smiling all the way back to her.
Aww. That's so cute.
Ilana listens to the other three speak of gods and ideologies and watches each of them as they do so, but doesn't really offer much to the conversation at this point in time.
Thromar does nod back to Taylor. And yourself? Who do you follow?
Sorry, out of character, but that joke would be so funny. You would know her. She goes to a different school.
Oh my god.
Okay. Taylor looks kind of awkwardly. I follow the goddess Naris. She's the forgotten goddess of sun.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Forgotten? Oh my god, that's so cool. Tell me everything. I need to write this down.
Well, I would if I knew a lot of it. I was part of the last tribe.
Oh, there was a tribe? So, not everyone. Oh, okay. Scribbles furiously.
But everything about her is gone and she's gonna be forgotten.
Oh no. That sounds very bad. I'm sorry. It sounds like a cool goddess. I mean, she's the goddess of the sun. That sounds pretty awesome.
Looking over at the one speaking about their lost goddess, Ilana tilts her head a little and flashes a fast smile before offering some words that carry encouragement, saying, "She won't be forgotten as long as she has people like you to follow her. Just make sure that you don't die."
I'll try my best.
What is your stuff, Ilana? Or wait, I don't know your name yet. Oh, sorry. What is your stuff, Halfa? I don't think I know your name yet, even. Why are you joining this crew? What is your motivation?
My name, for what it's worth, is Ilana. My last name doesn't matter. but I'm not from here specifically. I've grown up in the wilds primarily, and
Oh, me too. That's so cool.
I don't think it's a bad life, but I can't honestly say. I thought that you all might need an extra hand from our discussion earlier, and heard that there might be fighting, so I thought that it might be a good opportunity to test myself.
I see. Well, it's nice to have you. You seem to know this place very well.
I wouldn't go that far. I, again, live just beyond the outskirts of this town, but I don't really come into the square often to spend any time among the people. I more tend to my ways, making sure that nothing too rough occurs at its borders. So I'm familiar with the tavern keep here, but I will be gone long enough to not remember which shops are on what side of the street.
I see. What time is it at this point?
I just kind of say with just the gabbing and all that. I'd say about. It's getting about nighttime now.
Alright.
And just kind
In
of
that case,
more people are kind of starting to pour in, just grabbing a dinner and leaving, or other travelers getting rooms.
so I guess in that case, this Londora is now stretching herself very heavily. It's like, I think I'm starting to get tired. Maybe it's time to get some rest. And she starts to like move away from her chair to the back there, rolls out her bedroll, and just, starts to try and get into the bedroll there in the middle of the tavern.
There's no need to sleep down here. I have a room on behalf of, well, my clergy, and there's a key here, and we're all welcome to use it.
Oh, can't you sleep on the floor? Because it's very cozy down here.
It's also noisy and full of people.
I don't mind people, it's also noisy in the nature,
Aelana looks over the shoulder of the larger dragonkin and kind of looks back at the other two that are still seated after that before turning and looking back over the way to Mr. Puddle, not knowing if she caught his gaze or not, but looking back to the female, remarks that it's not so much that it's not comfortable, but it might bother the customs of those who frequent the tavern to sleep in the middle of the room.
So it is custom to sleep in like one of those special rooms. Okay. She takes her bedroll up again, packs it back in her backpack, and then just sits back to the chair, a little bit flustered and like, yeah, shameful. Should we maybe get into one of these rooms or something? I'm really starting to feel tired.
We could definitely do so, yeah. And Thoromar pulls the key that Mr. Piddle handed over earlier.
All right. How is this working in this customs? Like, is everyone sleeping in the same place or something, or?
Well, I have no problem with sharing a room with all three of you.
Taylor stammers and stumbles over his words. I'll get a room for myself, or just sleep on the bench outside.
I respect your decision, but the offer is there if you wish to take it up.
He walks over to the bar and gets the barkeeper's attention.
Oh, what can I do for you, young man?
Do you have a room?
Got a couple?
I'll just need it for one night.
Perfectly fine. 1 gold.
He hands over a gold.
And he'll pocket it. And hand you a key.
Thank you. What about washrooms? Do you have in the individual rooms wash yourself, or?
Oh, just a wash basin. Nothing too fancy, I'm afraid.
Like in the individual rooms, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
He nods.
Taylor walks over to the table and says, "I'll go retire for the night."
All right. See ya tomorrow.
See you in the morning.
And with that, he walks away, not saying much else.
I guess at this point the whole group is like probably heading to sleep.
Watching the other member of their party move to the stairway, Ilana turns to the two Dragonborn and remarks that she thinks that it's probably better that and more efficient that they just utilize one room. Would save them a little coin, so she could sleep anywhere in the room that they feel comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that works perfectly for me. As I said, the offer of the room is completely fine.
Alright. So in Thrillmar's room, they're pretty basic rooms. It has like at least one twin bed, so decent enough space on the floor, but it's pretty tight. So it's obviously, this is kind of like where like you just need a place to crash for a night. Like you've been drinking too much, or you're just passing through for the day and just need a rest for a little bit. It's still quaint though. Still quaint and humble. Very home vibes. But if everyone's going to bed, if everyone's okay with going to the next day.
Yeah, good here.
Okay.
Sure.
All
Good
right.
here.
So everyone is woken up by just daybreak through the windows. You all make your preparations, get your belongings, and you go to meet the crew.
I guess we're all heading towards the crew already.
Bottom left of the map.
All right.
Being up and ready before everyone else, Taylor was the first one to arrive at the dock.
Okay. You do see some other people here too. Looks like that they managed to get a couple more people to kind of help out, just kind of as deckhands. So you see the captain, she's barking orders. First mate's also delegating. 3 other members of the crew. They're doing their work, at least on deck, that you can see. So get them up here. And Lydia will approach and says, "Well, good. Glad you finally made it. You skipped out on most of the heavy lifting, but I guess I can't complain if you're coming along."
If you need any help navigating, I am well versed with navigator's tools and know how to steer a ship as well.
All right. Well, we'll get to everyone's jobs here on the ship first, but first things first, you must always address me as Miss or Captain. First mate will always be Mr. or First Mate. Is that clear?
Aye, Captain.
Good. I will have you in the care of my first mate, Rudy. He is our navigator, and if you can lend your expertise and help out, that would be most appreciated.
Aye, Captain.
All right. And then she will turn her eyes to Nara and say, "It seems like you don't have much experience on a ship, but what else can you do?"
I have a lot of knowledge and history. As you can see, I have all my notes here, like right here. She says and points at her little binder that is like overflowing with a lot of papers.
Okay.
I can also, oh, I can do this! And she just summons a bolt of lightning out of her hands that is like slashing right into the water. As a huge thunderclap is going through the whole town. And like everyone should probably be a little afraid by this little cute girl just having summoned a freaking lightning bolt right into the water. Maybe that helps somehow? I don't know.
You got good eyes, sweetie?
I'm not really, no. I'm sorry.
All right, well, I'll have you keep the ship clean. That way you can keep an eye out for any Sahagin attacks.
Okay. That works.
Okay, and then she'll tell you to meet up with one of the other crews for delegation, so she'll motion you to go ahead and get on board. And then Thrilmar, she'll look at you, and she'll say, "Oh, you're a man of the cloth. Good thing no one's hurt, but I'll just have you on cleaning duty until your services are needed."
Sounds good to me, Captain.
All right. And then she'll look at Eliana. Notice that you're quite strong. And she'll tell you, do you know any knots, or can you hold rope pretty well?
I have a fair bit of experience surviving in the wilds, as well as in combat. I don't have a lot of experience with ships per se, but if you need something fought or put down, as well as some experience with the maintenance of things involving rope or protecting oneself in other ways, then yes, I do have some experience with that.
All right. Well, I'll leave you in the care of Barika. She'll show you around. If you're a quick learner, she's a quick teacher. So keep your eyes open.
Yes, miss.
All right. And with that, seems that after a little while, you get acquainted with your duties.
Just as a side note, Isranara mostly uses prestidigitation to clean the ship, and then just looks around and like writes notes and things like that.
Okay.
So
That
probably
works.
the ship was never this clean.
It's never been this clean, and the captain's impressed. She likes her girl looking pretty. But anyway, with that said, you get. So after a while, you get acquainted with your duties, get on board with ship, and the first mate at the helm is getting ready, and the captain gives the orders to set sail. And then once you get going, she welcomes you. She's like, "Hi, welcome to the destiny of heaven."
What again?
The destiny of heaven.
Destiny of Heaven. That's a beautiful name of a ship.
Get everybody sorted out here. All right, and then as you notice, there are obviously the helm is elevated. Where the mast is, there's actually a spiraling staircase that goes down into the hull of the ship. That. Let's see. The other male tiefling, he will gather your attention and say, "Well, let's get you all situated. We have barracks for you to use. It is going to be about a 2 days journey off the coast of here to reach Goldbeard's Island."
Alright. Are we free to walk around the whole ship, mister?
The floor below us is free. We do ask that you stay out of the cargo hold.
Okay. That should be alright.
Alright. Alright, so who wants to go down into the hole?
Now there's a loaded question that can only be answered with kinky.
Any port in the storm?
Nara is probably very interested in like the sails and like how the wind works in them and how it's being caught. And just like still sitting on the ship and like writing notes of the winds,
Yeah.
of the weather around, the ocean, and yeah.
And as you kind of see Ogden getting smaller and smaller and just barely being obscured by the horizon, I mean, it's just a nice day for sailing. It's like clear skies, right winds. You know what? Fuck it. Dolphins are breaching out of the water, and you can see them.
Lana would make some short paths along the upper deck before deciding to either volunteer or say that she was perfectly all right with checking below deck.
Oh, okay. I'll go ahead and get you down there. Alright, so you find yourself below deck. There's a long hallway. In front of you, it looks like that there's a double doorway at the end of the hallway. Over here. To the left and right, looks like there's 2 other doors, and then behind you, there's 2 other doors. You can see the staircase going out to the cargo hold, and then in the back towards the bow of the ship, looks like there is a very heavily reinforced door.
I suppose that in an interest to check things or otherwise make sure that they're secure, I'd start at the closest end of the ship to me and see if each door was open, and if so, I'd try to begin looking inside to verify that, you know, everything was as it should be, basically. No particular search, it's just more of a idle check, curiosity, I guess.
Just kind of getting the feel of the ship and just kind of where everything's at.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and move where you want to go first. All right. So you go to the door on your left. As you go in, there are just rows of what looks like barracks and just kind of very simple beds. Looks like you just get a pillow blanket just on some wood planks. It's probably a little bit more comfortable than sleeping on the ground, but I wouldn't say just it works, you know.
All right. Probably not taking too much time. General look around. Nothing seems out of place, maybe, as far, I don't know. She probably wouldn't take too much time looking at rows of cots, but not really any people to speak of, so she would probably turn and move back across the hallway.
Okay. I mean, you do see some other people.
Oh.
I mean, there's people in there. I'll have to get tokens generated for them, but it's just some of the extra help that Captain Lydia has gotten. So they're just getting kind of set up. They don't really kind of pay any attention to you. Just kind of putting their belongings where they need to be.
Okay. Probably no change in action then. I'll probably just kind of nod, and seems like things are in order as they were, so I'll go across the hallway.
Okay. Why is it cutting it off? Oh my goodness. Alright, so as you open this door, to see a very large table. Seems like that this is the mess hall for the crew. So you at least get a decent share. It's pretty well-sized tables, pretty decently sized room, but definitely very cozy.
All right. Probably would take my time for a moment at least, giving a quick look over again. Probably in a mood to standardly observe rather than be looking for anything in particular, not expecting to find anything, more of just a familiarity walk, as it were. So you said there was a double door at this end of the ship against the hallway?
Yep, it's a very elegant wooden door.
Seeming to be of no mind of the difference in the type of door. She would probably think that her responsibility would be to at least check. So she would curiously just kind of approach the door anyway. Again, cursory look.
Yeah, it's like this is a very well crafted door. Clearly a skilled carpenter made this, and it's kind kind of stained like a very, kind of like almost like a dark reddish, like chocolate brown. Not really anything of note. It just kind of seems just like a very elegantly designed, like just elegant carving on the door.
Having some idea, or letting her imagination run a little bit, she moves her hand across the engravings in the door, noting the difference in the material versus the rest of the hallway. Thinking that it may be something as simple as the captain's quarters or what have you. She doesn't know, but would attempt to open the door, but respectfully so, not with any major intention to go inside and poke about, but more that she was told to check below, so she wants to check below.
Okay. So you put your hand on the door handle and try to give it a push. I mean, it's clearly locked, so your assumption that this may be the captain's quarter is kind of proving a little bit more truthful.
Noting that the door is locked, she nods to herself, again letting her mind wander a little, and probably dismissing whatever, may or may not be beyond the door. Captain had it locked, so she decides to leave well enough alone and move back down the hallway to check the other doors.
Okay.
And coming to the next door on her side of the hallway, she opens it to take one step inside.
Okay. This just seems to be more barracks. Bit of a smaller room, fewer cots.
Maintaining a more patrolling mindset, she takes mild note of the angled architecture, the narrower room, but doesn't pay much mind to anything that wouldn't obviously be out of the ordinary. I suppose she nods to herself again and turns to move across the hallway.
Okay.
And reaching the door, she would attempt to move inside.
All right. So, opens up with ease. This obviously looks like the galley. Looks like that there's some shelvings that have preserved meats in jars. Very few fresh fruit. Mostly just because long voyages would, obviously make it spoil. So having kind of a surplus would, not really be cost effective for a crew and to feed, people. But so far, it doesn't look like anyone's really in here. Like I said, there are some ready-to-eat foods, so, I mean, if it is something that you do want to grab and just snack on, that is possible.
Ilana would definitely consider it, but thinking back to what she was ordered to do, she would judge against it and again make simple note in her mind of the room, but would turn and move to the end of the hallway instead to attempt to open the door at that far end.
Okay. So, this room is actually unlocked. Like I said, it is a reinforced door. As you kind of go in, there's like another, like a small hallway, and then another, like a grate behind it. Nothing really of note in here, save for maybe just like a bucket. And go ahead and make me a perception check.
Perception check. Let's see.
I guess what would your passive perception be?
That I actually have a -1 to perception. So,
Oh.
yeah, so this will be interesting a little bit, but okay.
Okay.
Oh god.
So it's,
Yeah.
I mean, this room is very dark. There's really no portholes or anything in this room. Yeah, this room is kind of really devoid of any features that you can see. It's very plain, other than just like the one door and then the grated door behind it, and the bucket. It's this is kind of you kind of start to kind of think that, yeah, this is the brig.
Fair enough. Squinting her eyes a little. I guess it's a side question. How would dark vision play into that at all, if any?
I mean, from what you can see, since this room is dark, you can kind of see each and every wall. Because dark vision, you can basically, what it means is you can see in darkness up to 60 feet, but you can't really make out like a lot of hues. It's just kind of like grayscale.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, dark vision can see in dim light up to 60 feet.
Yeah, that is considered dim light
Yeah.
in a ship.
You're considered dim.
Fuck you.
Ooh-wee.
Spicy.
Nice.
Give mommy
Okay.
kisses.
Kind of nodding her head to the side, she takes stock of what it is and what it isn't, and sort of passes it off with a shrug of one shoulder before again making some mental note and making her way out to the stairwell that is nearby, the front, or I guess the door at the bow of the ship.
Oh, so the stairwell right here? Oh, yeah, that one. Okay.
Yes.
So... Oh, I did not upload the map, but I have it.
That is the cargo area, by the way, and they told us not to go there.
That's true.
You already went in there, so
Yeah, so...
I just...
Okay.
you might
Yeah.
have not heard the voice, my voice, or like Isranara's voice in your head.
So, yeah, if you want to go down, just a few steps down, you do notice that there's tied down cargo. Yeah, I haven't uploaded the map, so we'll do that in the theater to the mind.
Fair enough. Not coming fully off the stairwell, she takes quick stock of what she can see, but doesn't push any farther into the area. Tallying in her own mind that it's more to simply do a thorough job, rather than go poking her nose into business that isn't hers. So she'd probably remain there for a moment, look around from her vantage point, but then return to the deck above and make her way towards the stairs leading back up to the top deck.
Okay. It's just a quick description. It's, yeah, you just kind of see a lot of large crates, small crates, kind of tied down with like net rope. It almost kind of seems like it's kind of sporadically placed. You can kind of see around to some corners and just kind of see more cargo or just more crates. It looks like that the whole cargo area goes all the way to the back of the ship.
As she walks back towards the stairwell leading up to the upper deck, she ponders idly about why the cargo might have been placed that way. Though she knows nothing about ships, she wonders if it might be for weight reasons or if there was some mechanic that she didn't understand that had the cargo being placed the way it was, but she thought of it more as an idle curiosity rather than anything important, and continued until she made her way to the stairs.
All right. Well, you ponder that and make your way back up to the deck.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Back up a deck. You emerge. So, about this time, sun's just kind of slightly hovering over the horizon. It's still pretty early morning, probably about like 7 o'clock. So, but yeah, it's just, it seems like everything's going pretty well so far. But I mean, just, Ogden is just out of sight on the horizon behind you, and you're making your sea voyage.
Sorry to ask, but you said Ilana was assigned to Bar as her who she talks to, correct?
Yep. It was what was her name? Barika.
Marika.
Marika is in the Red Hood? Oh, no, yep, okay, there we go.
Yep. So she'll approach you. Everything look good down below?
Everything's secure, ma'am. Nothing seemed out of place as far as a new set of eyes could see.
All right. So she'll motion you to follow her, and in the meantime, she'll just kind of show you just kind of some basic knots to that you could probably at least help out with a pinch, and just kind of how to hoist sails when it's needed to. Most of the time, she'll just reassure you that she's like, I'll get the knots undone, but if you could just, if I need you to pull something, that would be very helpful. Nexie.
Pulling rope.
Pulling rope. Okay.
Give that knot a good tug.
Taylor, you are standing next to Rudy. Captain will give you instructions of where we're heading to. She has a map that's marked of just the region. It's shows there's Octon, and then there's a path that was navigated out to there's like a very remote island. Actually, not even that. It's not even really marked on this map, but they do have it circled where it is. And Lydia will say, well, we came across this during one of our expeditions, and we basically had to chart back a bit, which might be a little... it's not really exact. This is about where we had it, at least where we can guesstimate it. But if you can charter a better course, with the help of first mate, that would be most appreciative.
I can.
So, Nixie, let me see your skills. Ba-ba-bum. Oh, proficiency's not a thing anymore.
It's in tool
oh, yeah.
proficiencies and custom skills.
Yeah,
But the like attribute is the wrong thing. I don't know which is right.
The correct attribute I would consider would be wisdom.
Like the navigator's tools
Mm-hmm.
and the vehicle. I mean, it doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
still. Should I do like a check or something, or?
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and use your navigator's tools to make a check. Oh, very good.
Damn.
Oh shit.
All right, well,
It's not a natural
Nice.
one though. Not a natural.
no, but it's still pretty good. So yeah, you easily charter out a better course. You're somewhat kind of familiar with at least the area you're heading. It's a path that you've sailed plenty of times around before, because the way they had it set, it was gonna send you careening into very shallow waters and crags and like just crag rocks. So,
Well, that's not good.
that's not good at all. But with your expertise, you do charter a better, more efficient path. So the ship will actually make it there in about a day and a half
Nice.
instead of 2 days. So, okay. And so far, looks like Inara and Thrillmar are just kind of, doing their cleaning duties. This guy's going to climb up into the crow's nest as you guys have been sailing for about a couple hours now.
I mean, Nara is mostly using just prestidigitation to keep everything clean, and then trying, like, her goal is to sit on the side there, like, right next to the railing, and just look over the ship, look at the sails, how they, like, fill the air and everything,
Yeah.
and make notes of that. That's what she wants to do, so...
Go ahead and roll.
But you
me.
do see occasion... what?
Oh, go ahead.
You do see the mage hand going around ever so often, like, scrubbing some parts.
Go ahead and make me, or not roll, but do a D100 roll for me.
Alright.
Oh no.
There you go.
Alright, so as you're cleaning, it just seems that no matter how much you clean, there's always like one spot that's dirty. And then you go and clean it, continue on, and then you keep making your rounds, and that same spot just keeps getting dirty again.
Where is that spot?
I'll just make it right here.
Alright, I'm now, like, after this happened multiple times now, I'm looking there and, like, trying to see if there's something up. I want to do, like, maybe there's something magical going on. Can I do an Arcana check?
Sure.
Oh, damn!
Hey,
The rolls.
Okay. I would say you wouldn't say that it's anything really arcane going on, but you do notice that when your rag, like with your mage hand, kind of scrubs at it, it starts getting smaller.
I guess I'm just keep scrubbing and look at it a little bit perplexed and try to help out with my own hands a little. Cast some prestidigitation on it as well, just to like really make sure, like, get that spot clean.
It always seems to come back though. Until then that Namazus, the male tiefling, comes up behind you and says, "Oh, kind of holds out his hand, and the railing starts to kind of frost over, and you kind of see just like this little ball just kind of shrivel up, or at least kind of like gloss over in ice, and then you just hear it just falls into the water, and you hear a splash.
What was that?
That was a sea slime. They like to kind of just. They're very few and far between, but sometimes they'll latch onto a ship, and yeah, they're really bad at eating through hulls.
Huh. Maybe we should like go around the side and like see if there's more of them, or what do you think?
Yeah, I can help out and point them out to you. Do you know any cold magic?
What magic?
Cold magic.
Cold magic. Yeah, of course. My clan was very like, they loved cold magic. Of course I know cold magic. Sure.
Okay. He'll kind of walk over here and just kind of stick his head out over the railings and just kind of inspect this side.
How do you spot them?
And then he quietly goes over here. You just need to have a good eye for these things. They're really hard to see at first, but you can kind of see that the water moves around them a little differently.
Huh.
And then he'll kind of point to a little bit lower to this part of the wall. And he's like, there, do you see?
She's trying to look at it. Sure. Can I roll perception? I want to roll perception just to see.
Sure.
Yeah, it looks like
You definitely see it.
know exactly where they are. There's natural 20, yo.
Yeah. This one's kind of, you can kind of see this one crawling up a little bit. Like you can see just like, it looks like two little like long slimy fingers, like they kind of latch in, and then you can see like the mass of the slime just kind of pulling itself up.
All right. And I look over and see like, yeah, no, I see it. Should I just, cast something cold on it?
By all means.
All right, I'm casting a ray of frost on it.
All right. So you do that. Kind of see it do the same thing where it just kind of glosses over in ice and sploosh.
Hey, I did it! Woo! This is fun.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. So he's like, all right, well, now that you can kind of see them, ones that are sometimes they're a little bit harder to see, but if you see any coming up, just well, I think you found your calling here.
Yeah, sure. No, this is awesome. Thank you. I'm trying my best.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes around the ship and like happily looks over every part and like checks for those slugs, and you see a ray of frost happening every so often. See slugs dropping down, and she like happily grinning, like looking at others for like affirmation. Like, hey. Okay.
All right. And then, so you're doing that. Captain will leave the first mate alone and head down the stairs on the deck. And kind of eyes Threlmar curiously.
Yes, Captain?
I'm just curious why a man of the cloth would want to join an expedition. Sudden thirst for adventure, maybe?
Oh, something like that. Thirst for adventure, finding answers, finding allies, and, well, from the sounds of it, it sounded like you could use someone who could look after everyone in case there was a fight.
Yeah. Marika can kind of do some first aid, but none of us are really blessed with the divine, but we do have the sea's blessing at least.
Oh, really? Well, is that a nautical thing, or are we talking some form of actual magic in that kind of blessing?
Well, I don't know really a whole... Well, I have some magic. I can kind of... I just kind of know when something is magical. But she'll pull out, she'll pull out a gold coin. And she kind of fiddles with it, like, between her fingers for a bit. What's your passive perception?
12.
Yeah, you can kind of see that this isn't really anything that's, like, at least, like, your time, at least in, like, civilized society, you can kind of tell that this isn't really, like, a typical mint.
What's with the coin? Something magical about it or sentimental? It's not the one I've seen before.
Magical? Maybe in my mind. Sentimental, very. It's something I found when I was just a wee lass. And I've always wanted to find answers. No history. It's obviously a coin from a bygone era because it looks nothing like anything I've ever seen before or anything I've traded with. I mean, sure, it's got its weight worth of gold, but what's its worth in time to the world?
That's very true. There's definitely a lot of questions asked by just that coin itself.
I don't know. I'm just... You never know. There's always a story with old things. Such as... What country did this come from? Who had it? Maybe it was part of a horde of a dragon. Or part of a cove of maybe a certain gold-beard pirate. She kind of flicks it with her thumb, catches it, and just kind of puts it in her breast pocket.
Coins, more than anything, see more people than anything else in the world.
This is true. They're very sociable creatures, but yet they don't talk. Well, I guess in a way they do.
If you know what to look for, they talk more than any other.
She kind of like taps her head, like her temple. She's like, kind of like the way you think. But I always seem to know when historians want to come along, but most of them are pretty meekish. I mean, there's this one girl that I took along for an adventure, and she wanted to see all the or at least look into places of history with me. Well, it turns out that she couldn't really fight, and she nearly wet the bed. But she lived. Don't worry. I made sure of that.
That's definitely a good sign.
I mean, we've run into our fair share of trouble, just like any other ship, but these fights have stuck with me through and through. Gone through plenty of crew. Those just maybe looking for passage and somewhere to go and drop off. But these are my family. And this is my home. And you're welcome in my home.
I'll show your home the same respect as I would show my own.
Alright. Anyone else want to do anything else on the ship?
Nara is still happily popping sea slugs. Like every time it happens, she's like, "Yay! Look at this! I did a cool thing."
Alana would probably look back to. I'm sorry. Bar's full name is Barika.
Baraka. Mm-hmm.
Baraka. Yeah. After working for a little bit, Alana would kind of bump the back of her shoulder against Barika and ask, sort of looking out over the front of the ship as she saw the occasional laugh or giggle from something she couldn't see, you know, popping off of the railings of the deck as a few of the other members of the crew moved around. And she would ask, "What do you all actually do for fun while you're on voyage?"
Entertainment? Well, some of us, we have some instruments. Not terribly good, but we do like to have a little bit of fun with it. Some of us like to gamble our earnings with dice, card games. Sometimes we'll tell stories, or sometimes we'll even act out plays just to pass the time.
I would be interested to hear those stories. Fair enough.
Well, maybe we can tell a story of one of the captain's favorites. Maybe if you ask her nice enough.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind. She'd finish before focusing back on her task at the moment.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else before we do a time skip?
All good here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, so the rest of the voyage is pretty uneventful. As kind of meal times come around, everyone take a break, alternating what they need to do for their duties, make sure they get some food. And that kind of normal duties will go on throughout the afternoon into the evening, to when actually dinner is served. Nothing else really kind of happens with that, and kind of maybe see Barika. She'll kind of talk to the captain a little bit, kind of about what she had a conversation with Ilana. Kind of about what they do for fun here. For the most part, First Mate will keep just at his position, but most of the other crew, at least the normal crew, they'll kind of get together and just do like a little theatric. It's pretty cheesy, but what you can kind of tell with the plot, the way they kind of explain it, it's a decently well-known piece of literature. Anybody actually, go ahead and, if you have history check, go ahead and roll that for me.
I have. Hey, my goodness. My rolls are on fire today.
I have redemption from the beginning of the
You
session.
do. You have your smarty pants. Anyone else?
Sorry for sounding like an airhead. Repeat last.
If you have a history check, go ahead and roll.
Where, under what in your
It's the
set of things?
skills. It's the skills. If you have like the proficiency in it, as in the blue arrow next to it,
Yeah,
then you
I can- I can almost promise you I don't.
Yeah, it's in the core
Oh.
skills.
Oh my god, actually, okay. Yeah, I have +2 to that, so.
I mean, it's like only if you have like the arrow in the beginning.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I
do.
do.
Oh my god, you do.
Nixie, do you have any history that you can roll on it?
I think Maxim fell asleep. Oh my goodness.
Oh no. Well, it's okay.
Give me a second. I'm gonna wake him up real quick.
Oh, poor baby.
Nixie, you're steering the ship. You got to get back on that.
Oh no, we're all gonna crash. Penises everywhere.
We've gone to the wrong island, or the right island.
We were supposed
First
to go
one,
to
then the
Wahur
other.
Island. This is just Horror Island.
We can,
Hi,
go
sorry,
up.
I almost fell asleep.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's okay, Nixie. We're almost done. We can.
Biz,
I can do this one
Huh?
explanation. We can end.
way to crush that roll.
Hell yeah.
yeah, I know. I'm having really good rolls today.
Nixie, did you want to do a history check for the play that they're doing?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So.
Wow.
So Nar and Thromar, sorry. They actually recognize this story. Thromar has read this in books. Nara has heard this tale kind of just through orators in the tribe. This is kind of a historic play set in a very historic time period of the world of Londora, where the world was thrown into chaos with the war against dragons. This was a love story, actually. There was a maiden and a lord who was wanting to be, who was betrothed. The lord went off into battle and never returned home. And it's basically a tragedy play, is what they're reenacting. It's kind of done hokily because, it's just a bunch of amateurs and they're just trying to have fun and just pass time on the ship. But, yeah, and that's about it. That'll go on into the night when the one of the crewmates, it was Heron, that's up in the crow's nest. You actually hear a bell ringing. About this time, it's late night, and you kind of see Heron just kind of slide down the mast of the ship, and from there, he says, "Captain, we got a bit of a problem." "What is it?" she says. And he says, "Well, it looks like we got Sahagin coming from the stern of the ship, and it looks like they're coming right for us. So, Captain,
Fighting!
we got fighting."
Sorry.
So, Captain, she will go ahead and tell everybody to get into positions, and next week we'll start on combat.
No! But fighting! No!
Roll initiative.
Roll initiative next week.
To be continued.
To be continued in session 2.
Yeah, no.
When Mori
This
was
is awesome.
describing the Sahagin coming, the background was like the guitar started playing, and then everyone gets into position. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da,
Alright.
da.
We got a good introduction. I hope you all had fun.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
a
for
lot of
sure.
fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I hope chat had fun.
Also, I once again want to point out the disclaimer. I did only write it in our internal Discord, but to everyone watching or anything, I'm playing my character. I'm not like that IRL. Just this
Lies.
very important disclaimer.
Nice. She's lying.
She is lying.
Wow.
Sometimes you're a dummy, but
The
you're
character is
cute.
adorable.
Wow.
Nara is adorable, and I love her, and
Yeah.
I love
I
her.
know.
I love
Same.
everybody. I love all the
I
characters.
am- I'm sorry for falling asleep.
We've been
It's
going.
okay.
It's late for you, and you're. So I wanted to end because I want you to get good sleep. But
So because of Nexi we can't fight today? I see how it is. Nexi.
well, we're only gonna go for 4 hours, and we're coming up on 4 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
So
What's the
Nexi
point
sword
of the
blocked us.
yep.
Ooh.
I am not gonna lie. I am super excited for next week because Alana is played. Unfortunately, I'm a little boring in this regard, but I really dig the whole like be a little proper out of combat, but in combat, kind of going off the rails with, like, I hope they can kill me. Like, so I'm excited about it.
So,
Totally.
since we're coming at the end of stream, I found somebody that we could raid. She is also another VTuber. Also, LGBT, specifically T. But we're gonna go raid Ava the Goth Kitty because
Oh,
I like
she's streaming?
yeah, she's streaming. I love giving her love. She's such a nice gal, and she's doing art right
Nice.
now. Alrighty. I will send you, send her your love. Give her a follow. She's
Yes,
good
I know.
peeps.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks everyone for coming
this
out.
is the
Yeah.
first.
This is a really good turnout, and I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you everybody for watching.
It's only
Thank you
getting
all.
better now.
Alright, we love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 I'm glad you all had fun.
Uh,